As of right now, we got some good connection going, guys, because I know you guys been fussing about my lives disconnecting and stuff like that. So we should not have that problem again ever, unless there's like a power outage or something like that. Because I got all bars up. Um, I fixed the problem, guys, and we are officially ready to go, guys. So welcome back to the Chicago Conservative live stream edition. Today we're going to be talking about this interesting video that I just came across. It's fairly late too, guys. So if you guys are in the live stream right now, I really do appreciate you guys joining. Um, yeah, and I do apologize for all the previous live streams. I do know that my connection was trash, but I just got that fixed as of right now. So without further ado, we're going to get into the topic today. What's going on, ER79? How's it going, man? Thanks for joining this late live stream with me. But today we're going to be talking about Myron Gaines versus Officer Talmud. I call him Officer Talmud, but Officer Tatum is going to be debating on Israel and Palestine, and there's going to be new coverage as well. What's going on, Pete? What's up, man? Thank everybody for joining the chat. I really do appreciate it. There will be no more bad connections from now on, guys. So I do know a lot of people are saying, the Chicago Conservative, your live streams have been so trash lately. And I know, I get it, okay? But we back now, and I do really appreciate you guys with the super chats and stuff like that, because that definitely helped and contributed to the better connection, guys. So without further ado, um, my opinion on Officer Talmud or Officer Tatum, obviously, I just think that he is a shield for Israel. As of right now, I mean, I don't really think nothing too much of Officer Tatum other than the fact that he is a great commentator, don't get me wrong. He does critique the black community fairly well. But my thing is this, dude, when it comes down to Israel and them having influence on us, you don't really have much to say when it comes down to Israel and the people who have done heinous acts like, what's his name, Tom Alexandrovich, that just got caught in a sex sting operations. I honestly see no conservatives talking about that, which is really, really strange. And a lot of the tactics that Trump has been lately has not been America first. So, Tatum hasn't really been critiquing him like that. But Myron Gaines, on the other hand, I like Myron. He's fairly based. I actually know Myron. Fairly based guy, and I really do appreciate what he has done for young men nowadays when it comes to opening up their eyes to dating, in the dating market in 2025 and, so forth. And he also, well, I'm not going to say he's not biased. He is a little bit biased, but he does tend to bring facts to the table. He's a good journalist as well. So I will have to give Myron Gaines credit when due. Michael G. Gardner, what's going on, man? I appreciate you guys being in the chat. Um, Me and Brandon Tatum is the white liberal black glazer to the Jews as a black man. Oh, wow. Interesting comment there. But we're just going to start, guys. We're just going to get right into it. So without further ado, let's hop right in, guys, because I know it's fairly late. We ain't going to waste no more time.
Or I'm a stunt sign.
Let me see. Okay.
All right, and we are live. What's up, guys? What's up? We are live. I'm here with Brandon Tatum, man, aka Officer Tatum. What's up, Brandon? Here, let me see if I can unmute you real quick. There you go.
I get it.
Got you. What's up, man?
Yeah, what's up? What's happening?
Good. Real quick, can you just quickly introduce yourself to the audience, and I guess we'll kind of get right into it after, because I know we got limited time.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know me, I'm the Officer Tatum, aka Talmud Tatum. I can see it in the description.
Right.
Talmud Tatum.
Talmud. At least he knows.
But anyway, man.
Officer Talmud.
College football player.
At least he knows, man.
Started my social media journey, after being a cop for a while. And I built a pretty big empire. Over 20, 30 employees here. We do a lot of stuff here. So that's pretty much it.
And you were with the Phoenix Police Department, right?
I was
guys, let me know if you guys can hear it. If you guys can't hear it, let me know.
Field training officer. I was a spokesperson for the police department for about a year. So I did
Have
a
I
lot of
reacted
things
to the
on Facebook.
shutdown yet?
Nice.
Not
We'll have to
yet,
have a
but I'm going to
conversation
do
on
that soon.
one day, because you know I was with HSI for many years, so we could definitely have a good discussion on that. Especially Tucson, it's a very busy city for HSI, man. You're not too far from the border.
Yeah, it's crazy out there.
So I know me and you've been going back and forth, right? We disagree on some things, but I think it's always been a very civil and respectful discourse among, from our disagreements. One of the big things that we disagree on, obviously, is, Israel and our aid and our support of them. I think my audience kind of knows my position already. Do you kind of want to give yours so people don't mischaracterize where you stand with Israel?
Yeah, I mean, my support I'm a stunt Zionist, to say it bluntly. But my support for
Brandon
Israel
doesn't
is
know
twofold.
he's
I think it's
a goyim, and
support
and
by
they
the United States
laugh
of America to
that
have
Jesus
Israel
was
as a
killed by
partner.
them. Yeah.
I think we fund Israel for strategic purposes,
Yeah, that's a
which
good
I agree
point.
with.
I
I don't
mean,
agree
the
with
sound
everything
and
Israel
volume
does,
is
but
good.
for the
Okay.
most part, I think that they're a valuable partner for us.
Make sure
Also,
you guys
there's
hit
a
that like and
spiritual
subscribe
element
button too,
of
man.
it. Biblically
That
speaking,
definitely helps out the algorithm,
Israel
so I
and
really
the
would
state of Israel,
appreciate
the
that.
promised land,
Let's
the
try to
Jewish
get this to
people,
50 likes,
all
guys. Let's
part
start
of
out
my
with 50
faith.
likes.
And God has made a promise to those people, and we should honor that promise. And so I support and believe in Israel
This guy
spiritually,
actually think those are the
and
same
support the state of
shoes,
Israel,
man.
the Jewish state, and then also they're our biggest ally for a reason, and I'm in full support of that.
So how are they? How are they our
Cool.
biggest
So I
ally?
guess
You didn't elaborate
I know
on
the
that.
spiritual reasons that could be a whole discussion in itself. What getting into Christianity and the theology behind this. So I'll just kind of keep it strictly more contemporary and from a military / U.S. foreign policy perspective. So
Which
you
I can
think
respect.
you're saying like from strategic purposes? Can you kind of elaborate on that a little bit
Thank
more?
you.
As to, like, why
how are they our biggest ally?
or
Please elaborate on
valuable
that.
ally?
Yeah, because I'm an American first person, but I'm not an isolationist, and I understand that there's value in America having strategic partners all over the world to help us in defense.
Okay, and
to
how
help
is
us
Israel
against,
one of those?
common enemies? And I think Israel's position in the Middle East, and they've been just that. I mean, in order for us not to have our troops fighting on the ground and dying for every war that goes on in the Middle East and fighting against enemies that hate America, they wish death to America, we have strategic partners like Israel.
So you would rather have Israelis die in our place?
Outside of our Judeo-Christian connection.
Do you hear this, clown?
That's pretty much why I think that they are a partner for us, and why they
I'm not pausing it either.
For American interest. And we can see that on a lot of scales. We'll get to it as we go through the conversation. But there's many fights, wars, and battles that America don't have to fight because we have Israel.
Fair.
But don't you think some of those wars that we fund
they brought on a lot of the wars and the
are
problems
caused by us funding Israel?
For example, right? We know for a fact that Israeli intelligence was out there during 9/11, and 9/11 spurred the entire war on terror that we're still dealing with to this day. Israeli intelligence were the ones that basically gave us the botched information about the weapons of mass destruction. When you look at all of the architects for the Iraqi war, almost all of them from PNAC, and the people that authored the Clean Break Memo were all Jewish Zionists, right? Dual allegiance, Jewish Zionists. From Bill Kristol to
Tatum is a good
Douglas Fife to Daniel Pearl to Wolfowitz, all these guys, all the architects of the Iraq War, were all Jewish neocons, and I think that they've caused quite a bit of problems for us with this war on terror. And if it had not been for our interventionist foreign policy, which is structured by Jews, we wouldn't have the problems that we have now with the Middle East.
I think the only place I disagree with, and I think we agree on the fact that we shouldn't be fighting endless wars and stupid wars that don't benefit America's interests.
Agreed.
And I think we did get dragged into a war. But the difference in what you believe and what I believe is that I don't think it's solely the responsibility of Zionists and responsibility of people from the Middle East or Israel. We have our own intelligence. We have our own military, and we have enough common sense to fight our own battles if we deem necessary. We don't engage in every single war that comes up and every single war that is beneficial.
But that's
for
the
Israel,
problem,
right?
though. We're funding other sides of
limited
wars,
capacity to fight in Iran,
like Ukraine and Israel.
We're not fighting any of these other front wars that Israel is fighting currently. We're not putting boots on the ground and doing any of that. Mm-hmm. So we have strategic.
But we fund them, though.
And we're not ignorant. And
we send them $3.8 billion on average a year.
We fought that war in part for a benefit for America.
Love from
and
Croatia.
I don't believe that it benefited.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that.
His name
is
Daniel.
Liked it to.
but it was an American's decision to do
Make sure
that.
you guys hit that
Israel
like
didn't
and
even
subscribe
help in
button
the
if you
war
guys
in
enjoy. I
Afghanistan
know
and
it's
Iraq.
fairly late,
They
but I
didn't
just
help in
wanted
any
to
of it.
react
They
to a
didn't
little
have
bit
boots
of
on the
it.
ground.
Yeah, and they're the ones that got
They
us in.
shared.
That's
Well, they
that's what
shared
makes it so bad.
intelligence. Well, they shared intelligence with us, but they didn't fight in the war. So a
Bad
person can say in
intelligence.
part,
Bad
we can say
intelligence.
bad intelligence, but at the end of the day, the onus is on our people. Just because they come with intelligence, we don't verify intelligence. We don't make our own decisions. I don't think that's a fair statement. I think that you can say that they've given us bad intelligence, and if so, our government was responsible for taking those intelligence and running with it. Our government was the one that spent hundreds of billions of dollars, trillions of dollars in a war, and we were there for 20 years. We didn't ask Israel to help us whatsoever other than intelligence. So
Well,
I think that we have to hold a bag on that.
Yeah, well, okay, fair enough. Members of our government made really bad decisions, but let's ask, why did they make those bad decisions? Because they're Jewish and they have an affinity and a desire to support Israel. A lot of these neocons that I'm talking about from the Bush era in the early 2000s are Jewish, right? Let's just be honest here that Jews have an affinity to the land of Israel, and that makes them have dual allegiance that creates inherent problems. And the reality is that they've had this strategy since 1996.
You don't think Israelis are biased to Israel? What's funny?
Rabin was assassinated, which many suspect he was killed by a Likud. Well, not even suspect. He was killed by a far-right Likud party member who people to this day, to include Yitzhak Rabin's widow, believes he was the one that was behind him being assassinated because he struck the Oslo Accords, which would have been the framework to a potential two-state solution. So Netanyahu gets into power, and then a bunch of framers write the Clean Break Memo in 1996. And in that memo, it illustrates all of the Middle Eastern countries that they want to take over. Iraq was at the top of the list. And then you fast forward to the year 2000, PNAC puts out a paper, Project for a New America. In that paper, they say they're going to have a Pearl Harbor-like event. They would need that to institute some type of regime change. And then, bam, a year later, 9/11 happens. We have Israeli fingerprints all over 9/11 from the people that were in the towers, from the people
And I
that
just
did the insurance policy.
I just want to exactly the insurance policy. I want to point out the insurance policy that Larry Silverstein had did. I would say like a couple weeks before 9/11, and that's the only day that he missed the work. By the way, is on September 11th. And on the other hand, we also have these quote unquote cleaning crews that were cleaning out the buildings, but a lot of people were speculating that they were actually just trying to get the blueprint of the building, trying to see where they could rig bombs, because a lot of people were saying that there was kind of like a demolition when it came to the Twin Towers falling. And now that I like look at it again, I kind of see that now, because if a plane were to hit a building, I think it would, tip over. So, when that cleaning crew was actually caught, you know, they definitely had ties back to Israel, and they were being funded by Israel as well. And when it comes to the dancing Israelis, they were actually pulled over because a woman actually reported them dancing while 9/11 was happening. And when they were caught, they were questioned and things like that. Well, first, I just want to point this out. When they were pulled over, the first thing that they said was, "We're Israeli, we're not Palestinian." Like, that matters. So, after they were questioned and stuff like that, I believe there was a person within our government with dual citizenship to Israel. I believe that he got them off of the hook, and then they returned back to Tel Aviv, and then I think they bragged about it on a talk show. And this is all documented too, by the way. So this isn't like a conspiracy theory that I'm doing here. But if you guys like what I'm doing, if you guys like the live streams, please hit that like and subscribe button. Um, Michael Crawford said, "Nuke Israel." Jeez Louise. He took the terrorist insurance out. I believe he's talking about Larry Silverstein. Yeah. Um, Let me read some more of these comments. How to win a debate when your whole worldview is built upon lies. Yeah. Okay, then let's not give them the money then. Yeah, of course. I agree. At the Chicago Conservative, have you seen David Russo's testimony of pre 9/11? No, I have not. We definitely have to look into that. Nice stash, bro. We match. Good. I'm trying to make mine's more like, his name rhymes with Bitler. Yeah. No, I'm joking, guys. I'm joking, okay? Jeez, I'm kidding. You guys are babies. But all right, guys. You have a woman and a man dancing and with an Israeli flag. Okay, let's continue, guys. And I do appreciate you guys being in this late live stream with me right now. If I do get any super chats, I will read them out loud. And if I do see any interesting chats as well, I'll read them. But let's continue, guys.
Own the buildings, to Israeli intelligence overseeing it and taking pictures and documenting it, art students that were in the country for multiple months or a year. And this is all factual. This isn't even conspiracy theory.
No,
that's there.
Some of it is conspiracy.
Well,
right?
Let me just finish real quick. Let me just finish real quick. So,
do
so
the
you
Hitler
have all these
stash for the one
fingerprints, right?
time?
These Israeli
I gotta
fingerprints.
cut
And
like all
next
this.
thing you know, after 9/11 happens, we're going to war in Iraq. Where did that intel come from? Iraq. It came from them making the lie, saying that
when
Muhammad
George
Atta,
Bush said
the
that
lead
there was
hijacker,
weapons of mass destruction
went
back in
ahead
the
and
early
did
2000s.
met with an Iraqi intelligence official somewhere in Asia, and
For
they
sure.
passed anthrax to each other. And then Netanyahu came to the United States and said, "Hey, if we take out Saddam, there's going to be positive reverberations all across the region."
One second,
and then we went to war
guys.
in
Hold
Iraq,
up.
and it didn't benefit us whatsoever. It cost us, trillions of dollars. 1 million people died. Soldiers died. And I think America got smarter and didn't do boots on the ground now because it would have been so heavily, disavowed.
I'm trying to see,
but there's so many different things here where Israel creates problems.
Well, this is the thing. If you want to say it was a joint venture that went
see.
south, then I wouldn't disagree.
Okay,
with
that
you.
looks
It was a
better.
joint
Sorry,
venture,
guys.
but
I was
to
fixing my
blame
light.
and blame the Jewish people or Jews for the entire scenario, I think is disingenuous. The
I'm not
commander
blaming
in chief.
all Jews. I'm blaming the Jews that were in power that wrote
The
this stuff.
Jewish oligarchy. Come on, dude.
You got to understand.
Use
unless
your
you
brain.
Are saying that George Bush had absolutely no. He had no fight in the game, or he had no say in what we do in the military as the commander-in-chief of the United States military. You have to act as if somehow he don't
50
have any say,
likes, guys. We looking
he's
for
not
50
responsible
likes.
whatsoever.
Well,
that's almost
Bush,
obfuscating responsibility from the bad policy positions of our own government.
No, you're right.
You want to say in a joint venture, and there's two sides to think about it. You could say in a joint venture, in good faith, they acted and it was wrong, or you could say in a joint venture, they acted in something that's not in the best interest of America. We're not in the business of doing regime change, and our government was a part of that. So I think we agree that Afghanistan was a catastrophe. I think.
Oh yeah, guys. I just forgot to tell you guys. I will be debating Adam Mockler. If you guys don't know who Adam Mockler is, he's basically like Harry Sissons 2.0. He's been on CNN, and he's basically calling me out to a debate on Friday. So if you guys want to check that out and be tuned into that, it's going to be sit down with me and Adam Mockler, and it's going to be pretty interesting, guys. So hit that like button and subscribe if you guys want to be tuned into that pretty soon. Adam got like 1.6 million subscribers on YouTube, but let's be honest, they're fairly liberal. So help me out, guys. Help me out, okay? Please hit that subscribe button. It will not hurt.
I think we agree that we shouldn't have been in Afghanistan and Iraq the way we had been. And our government was wrong for that. But to obfuscate responsibility.
What's going on, guys?
If
We got a member in the chat,
Jewish
Kelly.
Jews or running America and the policies and all of their intel, we just take at face value with no type of resistance whatsoever.
But why though?
I just don't think that
so
that's
my
the
thing
case.
is,
if you want to argue that,
you guys know I hate pausing it like that because I know it's going to be a fairly long live. But fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me like what, 18, 19 times? Yeah, I'm probably a dumbass, gullible person. What else do you want me to say here? It's like, how many times have we gotten false intelligence from other countries and we just listen to them just because of what? Because they're our biggest ally? I don't really think that to be smart. So for Officer Tatum to say that, I mean, that still makes our government looks like trash. It makes our government looks gullible. If we're just going off of what some Israelis say, what does that say about us as a country?
that Jewish influence had a part in it. Of course it did. Of course they were our allies.
That's precisely the problem. You have American politicians that are Jewish that are putting the needs and the
One
needs
of the Rockefellers told him the 9/11 plan.
No, there was
every politician is not just Jewish.
No, well, I'm not saying every politician. I'm talking specifically.
I'm saying you got to say the entire Congress, out of entire Congress that approved wars. Especially in both House and Senate.
Let me explain.
How many Jewish people were involved in that?
Almost all the framers, all the people that are pro-war, right? The people that were the decision makers. Remember,
Neocons,
let me say this too.
man.
Bush was effectively asleep at the wheel with the whole war and the war on terror. Bush
Majority
was
of
extremely
neocons
inexperienced,
do
incompetent.
support
It was Dick Cheney that was running
Judaism.
everything. And under Dick Cheney,
Dick Cheney's not a Jew.
No, I know, but everyone underneath him, right, that were the framers of the war, right, were either hardcore Zionists or Jewish. Okay.
Okay, let's make a difference there. Are you saying that your argument is Zionism and Zionist? Or are you saying that Jews are the problem?
It was both Jews and Zionists. The ones that aren't Jews are super
Aren't you a Zionist?
Zionists. So
Talmud?
but the reality
So
is, yeah, but that's a problem. That's a big problem.
I think the problem is that how is it a problem if you want to say
Neocons
that,
and Antifa and Zios and commies are the same people? Thank you.
In a part that affects America negatively without any
guys, hit that like button. We're looking for 50
that
likes,
is a problem.
and then the next goal will be 100 if we get to 50.
As if it's somehow
but guys, if you are new, please hit that like, subscribe button.
Are involved in this, or they're leading the charge here. I disagree with you. Now, if you say Zionists, that includes Americans who do not have necessarily a lineage from Judaism or a lineage from Israel. They're just people who believe in Israel's existence.
To the detriment of the United States, and that's the problem. We got no benefits from the war on terror.
Why is it just isolated as the Jews?
Okay, so see, and this is what everyone is kind of scared and everyone dancing around it. I'm just going to call it like it is. The main architects and perpetrators of the wars in the Middle East are American Jews that have a dual allegiance to the United States. Do they have Americans who are not Jews that are Zionists that support them as well? Of course. But I think it's very important that we need to understand that at every single
Why are you
American
laughing?
society that has influence, whether it's
This dude, Ted Cruz, literally said he got into politics just to appease Israel. Now, I like Ted Cruz when it comes to some of his policies and stuff. He's a pretty funny guy. But let's be honest, this dude is a sucker for Israel. Come on, man, why are you laughing? And he's not even from America either. He's from Canada. He's from Canada. I'm so sick and tired of people who are coming from other countries, coming to our country, getting all of these big positions in government. And my thing is this, where do they do this in other countries? Where do we see Mexicans, or excuse me, Mexico electing Americans in their government? Do we see any people in China electing Americans in their government? Russia? I mean, let me know, please. Dick Cheney isn't a Jew. Yeah, and neither is Rupert Murdoch. Rupert Murdoch, yeah, that's the owner of Fox News, I believe. Yeah. Camo people, yeah, they really don't. Yeah.
Whether it's big tech, the government, social media, finance, media, etc., it's controlled and run by Jews. They have an enormous amount of influence in our country, and the problem with that is that they have a dual allegiance. When you have this dual allegiance, you're going to do things that might not necessarily put America first.
They did? Mexico?
The benefit. Now,
wow.
The war on terror was a monumental failure. We spent trillions of dollars on a war that didn't really benefit us, but who did it benefit? It benefited Israel. They've been able to destroy or destabilize or cut each of their enemies in the Middle East. If we've been paying the fleet to build for it.
I disagree with you on that point. Okay, let's talk about the idea of Jews, right? Okay. Jewish people and people who are Jews are not all the same. And I'm not trying to say you're saying that, but it's coming across as that, right? You have people.
That's because a lot of people confuse
and you have
Jewish people like an
Marxists,
ethnic group, but it's really like a religious belief.
And so when you say people who are leading these organizations happen to be Jews, of course some of them may be Jews, but that's not as if being a Jew is a problem in and of itself. Marxism is a problem. Now, if people are leading,
but who made Marxism?
That's what I'm saying. Who made Marxism?
Who made Marxism?
Marxist Jews.
But
you hear this dude, man? Come on.
Marxist Jews are a problem. Can we agree to that?
Well, Marxism in itself is a problem, but that's a Jewish construct. So is feminism.
There you go. A lot of these ideologies were created and or funded and pushed by the Jewish oligarchy. I have to agree with that. Why do you think the civil rights movement was literally ass for black people? I'll be honest, guys. I don't think the civil rights movement was good for us. I truly don't. Black people used to have their own everything until we put in Martin Luther King, a communist, in my opinion, a Marxist communist who wanted to basically go and get approval from white people for some odd reason when black people had everything. A lot of people don't even know that Rosa Parks had a car. Rosa Parks literally had a vehicle. She had a car. She didn't even have to ride the bus. She was just doing it just to be a spiteful person. She didn't even have to get on a bus. You have a whole car. You're just doing it because it was trending at the time, which a lot of people don't know. Like, yeah, it was clout chasers back in the day too, and Rosa Parks was one of them.
Marxism isn't exclusively for everybody that's a Jew.
No, but it was made by Jews.
Marxist Jews came up with the idea, so Marxist
It's made
Jews
by
are the
Jews.
problem.
It's made by Jews.
Marxist Jews. Marxist Jews.
Karl Marx was a Jew.
Right. Jews that believe in Marxism. That's like saying these ignorant black folks who vote a certain way that's destroying this country, somehow black folks created that. No, it's these ignorant black folks that are creating that.
Fair.
Black people are all
Let me
not
say
the
this.
same.
Let me say this. It's
He is
not
missing
all
the whole
Jews,
point, guys.
but
Please
damn
hit
near
that like
every
and
time it's
subscribe
always
button. I would
Jews.
really
That's what I'm trying to
appreciate
say.
that a lot.
They
But
have-
the biggest
Let's
threat,
get it to
the
50
biggest
likes,
threat to
guys.
America,
50, 50,
the Jewish
50.
influence. The biggest
No, it's
threat.
not.
That I will say it right now. Everyone else
No,
is too
it's
scared to say it in the right wing. The biggest threat we have in America is Jewish influence and subverting our government for their own agenda. Dude, the Israeli government just procured TikTok, the biggest social media platform in
Project
the country.
Nimbus
Israel
is
just
in
procured
effect.
TikTok.
This
Israel
dude is
just
so
procured
confused.
TikTok.
Who's the biggest? No, just because he's
This dude is
who
so
invested in
confused right
TikTok
now.
As well as
Why you look
this
so-
Jewish influence?
Well, are you talking about when China had it, or are you talking about right now?
No.
who owns it?
China started it. So first
Yeah.
of all,
Yeah.
one of the biggest influence was China.
Yep.
It was a big problem in America when China ran it.
Mhm.
Investors into TikTok aren't just Jewish investors. There's Qatari investors as well. There's people from the Middle East investing in TikTok as well. They didn't secure TikTok as a Jewish, and the Jews.
But they
procured
securing
TikTok.
Google, which is owned by Alphabet Inc. Google, I mean, YouTube is ran by Google. Google is ran by Alphabet Inc. We did this story already. Who owns Alphabet Inc? Now, they're going to say he's not Jewish, but his parents are Jewish. Like, come on, dude. Mark Zuckerberg, all these people, look at Amazon. Who owns all of the mainstream media, dude? Let's be real here. And Project Nimbus is definitely in effect.
That's not true.
Okay, let me
That's
summarize.
not reasonable.
That's
Give me
all you
60
can say.
seconds to quickly summarize the TikTok thing.
That's not
Back
true.
in 2020, they were
That's
talking about
not
banning TikTok
true.
because it was collecting way too much information on American citizens. They were thinking about getting rid of it. They never got around to actually do it. Fast forward, October 7th happens, and TikTok becomes incredibly pro-Palestine versus 30% pro-Israel, about 70% pro-Palestine.
We almost
Jonathan
at 50,
Greenblatt
guys.
goes
We
to
need
Israel
20
and
more
talks to the
likes.
Knesset, one of
It
these
helps out
government
the
institutions,
algorithm,
and
guys,
says,
if
hey,
you guys
we have
like
a
and
problem in
subscribe.
America. The youth
Please.
are being indoctrinated by TikTok. They're seeing way more
Maria.
pro-Palestinian content. We need to do something. All the Jewish
Hi.
organizations in America, all across the West, got together and said, we need to rally against TikTok. Trump comes into office. What does he do? He gets TikTok down for about a day, and then he's able to get it back up. You can't put the watermelon emoji. You can't put from the river to the sea. All that stuff is banned. Fast forward even further. They're still not satisfied with how TikTok is being pro-Palestine. Larry Ellison acquires it. Now, all of a sudden, 2 days later, you can't type in APAC. You can't say America's run by.
Oh, TikTok was owned by China.
So they're effectively beginning a censorship regime as we speak.
This is all speculation. And
It's not
conspiracy.
speculation.
Is a huge supporter of the idea.
It's not
He's one of the biggest
speculation,
donors.
though.
And he's a Jew as well.
Look at.
It's not speculation. Israel literally just offered YouTube a $45 million deal for them to push pro-Israel rhetoric on YouTube and for them to tone down they're calling it pro-Hamas rhetoric, but really it's just people calling out kids that are getting bombed and killed in Gaza. I don't really think that's Hamas rhetoric. Aren't kids actually dying out there in Gaza? But I don't know. I don't know what these people be thinking, guys. Let's just continue. Let's get the 50 likes, guys. Tatum is retarded? Yeah, for sure. Complete slaughter by Myron.
Look at X.
Okay.
X is the biggest anti-Semitic platform on planet Earth.
They're going to censor
Why
that
is
too.
it that case? And Elon Musk is not an anti-Israeli person. It's because it's a free speech platform. Now, Do people see that there's a problem with anti-Semitic rhetoric? Yes, they do. So if the person who procured TikTok wants to combat that, that's their own agenda. You can't spew anti-Semitic things
fix
on
my
any
settings
other
real
platform
quick,
except
guys.
X.
Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button, though.
You can't do it on any other platform.
Trying to help out the
just because
algorithm.
this platform is associated with a Jew, don't necessarily mean it's some Jewish agenda.
As long as you guys can still hear, put a 1 in the chat, guys. I'm just trying to fix something here.
So just a coincidence that they acquired TikTok as Israel's trying to do a rebrand. Netanyahu's doing a bunch of interviews. They're putting money into influencers. They had a meeting in New York with a bunch of influencers literally 2 days ago. Now they get TikTok. You don't think that this is it's all just a coincidence?
No, so you're telling me the entire existence of TikTok is framed around Jewish propaganda?
No. That's not what I'm saying.
Billions of people all over the world that are on TikTok that have nothing to do with Israel.
That's not what I'm saying.
Don't care nothing about anti-Semitism. So you're saying that the crux of this is somehow because of Israeli
you guys can hear,
or because of anti-Semitism.
Oh wow, what up, Jared? That ain't the Jared that streamed with me though.
That had nothing to do with Jews.
Okay, fair.
Reading too fast.
When TikTok was a threat to America because of Chinese spyware, we didn't get it banned. It still existed.
Well, no, they were in the process of banning it.
They brought it to Congress.
No, listen. They banned it on government devices, so the government couldn't have TikTok on their devices.
Please hit that like and subscribe, guys.
Anti-Semitism. So our government already
thank you guys for indulging in the chat.
In various forms.
Thank you for letting you guys know you can hear.
They were trying to, and they didn't do it, right? They were talking about banning it back in 2020. I remember, you remember, cool. And then they didn't get it done. However, it wasn't until TikTok started becoming more pro-Palestine and the Jewish lobby and Zionist groups started complaining that they were able to get it banned. So in other words, American national security when it comes to Chinese counterintelligence is not as important as making the Zionist organizations happy and getting watermelons banned. That's power.
Right. Why are you banning the watermelon emoji?
It's like, oh no,
that's so dumb.
We gotta get rid of this thing. And then Larry Ellison went ahead and procured it like a couple of days ago. I mean,
hold on, guys. I'm just trying to fix a few more things.
It's not just coincidence.
That's for you to say Larry Ellison is acting in poor faith. Like somehow he's
a hardcore Zionist.
He is.
A hardcore Zionist.
If a business, like for instance, let's just say this: if I
hit that like button, guys, let's help out the algorithm.
TikTok, because I ban anti-Semitism, because I don't believe in anti-Semitism, I think it's wrong. Don't mean it's an entire conspiracy theory that I bought it just to curate the speech against Jews.
Come on,
that's what they're doing.
It's not the connection this time, guys. Don't roast me in the comments section, okay?
They banned from the
It's not my connection. I'm just trying to get my angles right. I've been trying something new, but I don't think I should have tried this live.
Already bans anti-Semitism. So it's not some phenomenon that an American company is going to ban anti-Semitism. Elon Musk is doing something different than just about everybody else, and this is why a lot of people use X. He has an open platform. I know for a fact that Elon Musk.
The real question is, why don't everybody else have open platforms? YouTube used to not be this way.
Free speech. So you're
as well as Facebook.
Another American purchased platform that says that they don't want anti-Semitism on it is somehow a conspiracy. No one in their right mind will only look at procuring a major multi-billion-dollar
Myron is clearly much informed about this topic. Brandon Tatum needs to get more prepared. Yeah, Brandon Tatum can't debate worth the shit.
Anti-Semitism. That's not the case. The platform is much bigger than just people talking about Israel and talking about Palestine. This is a worldwide platform that people are on all over the world. And you're talking about the speech about Israel and Palestine is probably a very small percentage of what influencers and people who operate the platform is actually talking about or experiencing. Because through all the years,
anti-Semitism is
even an issue
anything anti-Israel to them. Yeah.
Until this war happened. In 2 years of the war,
they're calling Megyn Kelly anti-Semitic. They were calling Charlie Kirk anti-Semitic as well before he died.
Are you saying that Donald Trump and our government solely focused on anti-Semitism on this platform, forced the sale to an American company, and they knew who would buy it?
No. What I am saying is that we did not give a shit about TikTok when we dealt with Chinese potential counterintelligence.
That's not true.
We didn't because it didn't get banned. But as soon as October 7th happened, and Jonathan Greenblatt starts complaining and saying, yo, we got a TikTok problem, and the Zionist lobbies and organizations got together and boycotted it.
Black conservatives are like slaves who love their masters. Hit me up with an email, man. We'll debate that.
And then it went, and then they said, okay, we're going to go ahead and do some type of resolution.
We'll debate that.
In the meantime, until someone gets it, and then once Larry Ellison picked it up, now we're seeing censorship come in even more so.
Email in my bio.
Saying, oh, it's a grand government conspiracy. It might not go that far, but what I will definitely say is that the state of Israel is trying to do a rebrand right now, and they're hiring.
Or not even Chinese. Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. That's what I was just looking at.
To put pro-Israel content. We know that Netanyahu met with a bunch of influencers not too long ago when he was here in the United States. We know that he's doing more interviews. We know that Israel's trying to do a 180 because they know that they're about to go ahead and have a war with Iran, and they need public sentiment with that. Also, the youth no longer support Israel. So
right, they're losing the PR war. This was in Charlie Kirk's letter.
Utilizes and exercise extreme censorship with pro-Palestine stuff and put more
this
pro-Israel.
Coming from Charlie Kirk, yo boss,
and that's
nigga.
What they're currently doing right now. And
look at Officer Tatum.
I'll be honest, Trump is fucked for Israel. I mean, we have anti-Semitism.
Look at Officer Tatum, bro. He knows nothing.
How is that someone that's in America?
Is anti-Semitism wrong or not?
Here's the
thing.
Being critical of Israel and bad behavior from
that's
Jewish
not
people
anti-Semitism, right? That's not anti-Semitism, buddy. Try again.
That's not anti-Semitism.
Try again.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about anti-Semitism.
So what are we talking about?
The deliberate hatred of Jewish people for the sake of them being Jews, the conspiracies and lies that are targeted against Jewish people, assuming that all of them are the same, lies online about them committing genocide and operating in an apartheid state.
Genocide. It is an apartheid.
They're not committing genocide. What in the world make you think they committed genocide?
Every single human rights organization, all the
genocide
scholars,
let's look at facts.
They've all come forward and said that this is a genocide, and it's irrefutable. Even Israeli organizations, B'Tselem even identified as a genocide.
What's another genocide that has happened in modern history? Let's name one. You want to go to Rwanda?
Sure, we go Rwanda, Kosovo, whatever you.
Where a million people were killed in 100 days. Did they give them food when they killed 1 million people in 100 days? Did they give them medical supply? Did they give them medical aid?
Well,
did they give them resources? Did they send leaflets and let them know we're gonna take out this village? They went through person by person, murdering in cold blood. Many of them not even having guns. They were hacking people. When you go to
what in the world? Tatum just
pretty much
redefined anti-Semitism.
I don't know. Half of the Jews that live in Europe were murdered and killed and gassed.
Okay, guys, I don't know what's going on.
When you're operating in a war, in urban warfare, and you're letting people know that we're just gonna
forget about it, guys.
Justify saying that it's intentionally they're intentionally going after a group of people to commit a genocide.
Okay, so the thing with genocide is you don't have to have it written down and make it deliberate for it to be a genocide. It's killing a group of people in whole or in part. That's number one. So by definition, it is a genocide. Even Israeli human rights groups are coming out saying, yeah, this is a genocide. Maybe in the beginning it was hard to make the argument. Bro, this isn't even a war.
This is innocent people.
This is a war. What do you mean it's a war?
It's not a war.
Did they have hostages? They have hostages still. They're still fighting the IDF.
Show me Hamas.
They've lost plenty of soldiers in this war. It's still a war.
It's not a war. Would assume that both parties have the ability to actually fight each other. We're
just
talking
because
about
somebody losing don't mean it's not a war.
Well, it's not about.
Guys, let's get those likes up. We almost at 50 likes, guys. We need 14 more likes.
Food. There's a blockade. They can't get food in since March. They've been starving them.
Hit
right?
that like button,
the
guys.
blockade ended in early March. They've been starving them. And then number two. You said the leaflets.
Give us a Brendan Johnson impersonation.
What ends up happening is
stupid,
the Israelis will drop these leaflets. Sometimes it doesn't get to the people. Sometimes they drop it and then the bombs are hitting as the leaflets are landing. This is assuming they're in the place saying, oh man, let me get this leaflet so I can be notified when I'm going to get bombed. Israel's bombing them indiscriminately and killing people. We have 60,000.
That's not true. Where's your evidence that they're bombing indiscriminately?
Gaza's totally gone. 90% of the infrastructure.
Bro, 2/3.
Gaza's totally gone.
Bro,
but do you
half of Gaza is women and children.
Do you know why some of the buildings have been taken down?
Sure, that they can go ahead and
Hamas
say,
have been hiding.
Hamas is there. They're hiding.
Right, Hamas is hiding, but they don't just
to do any of the strikes. Terrorists are operating out of these buildings.
Do they not know that? Hold on, let me pause this. Officer Talmud is clearly dumb. Do they not know that the Israel Defense Force or IDF, whatever you want to call it, they have American weaponry, right? They have American weapons. We have the latest state-of-the-art technology that you could ever use. I'm pretty sure you guys just saw the bombing that we just did when it comes to those underground bunkers because they claim that there was a nuclear war program going on. Where do we get that information from? Probably Israel. So they have the same weapons that we have. I'm pretty sure we do because we spent over what, $300 to $500 billion on military weaponry. And that's just America alone. So we got to use those weapons in some shape or form. And a lot of people fail to realize that It's with Ukraine as well. They use our weapons too, guys. You see what I'm saying? And then instead of Israel attacking Hamas, Ukraine is actually using our weapons against a powerhouse like Russia. That's what America is really more interested in because Russia is a suitable enemy for America when it comes to them having. Because let's be honest, if Russia really wanted to just get rid of Ukraine, they would have done it already. But they can't do that because they know that America kind of have tabs to Ukraine, even though they're not a part of NATO. I don't know what the hell that's about, but we test our latest state of the art weapons on big powerhouses like Russia. America is not gonna, they're not gonna skip out on that chance. They will use small countries like Ukraine to do that. Well, I wouldn't even call Ukraine a country, but let's continue.
Based on
Sup, nerds? What up, Squid?
all of the information that's provided, they booby trap these buildings and they're taking them down.
Guys, we
And
almost at 50
think about
likes.
this. If
Let's
they wanted to kill
go.
all these people, they could have done it a long time ago.
Of
Why do they
course.
send leaflets in the first place?
To create some plausible deniability that they're not doing a genocide, but they are doing
You
a
don't see
genocide.
a video. You cannot find a video right now where you can post where they're sending leaflets and bombing at the same time. I can show you at least 3 videos I can send you where they're showing them calling people and dropping leaflets. I can show you a multitude of videos where people are actually filming buildings getting taken down. How do they know the buildings are going to get taken down?
I mean,
because they've been notified and they've evacuated.
Okay, here's the thing.
Show me a building where they get taken down with people in it.
Let's assume that the leaflets all land where they're supposed to go. Everyone is getting it. They're getting the text
millions
messages.
of them being dropped.
Let's assume that all of that is true. It doesn't matter. They're
Wait
killing
till you
people,
figure
and
out
they're bombing
Ukraine is a war for
indiscriminately, knowing
Jewish
that this is a
territory.
densely populated area.
Wow.
Where
They're not bombing indiscriminately.
They absolutely are.
Where do you see a
I need
video
proof of
showing
that, but if that's the
I'll tell you
case,
how I know that they're bombing.
except for the hospital that we
They're
just saw
relying.
recently.
They're relying on a software from Palantir called Lavender. This Lavender software basically says, "Oh, we're gonna put this
Palantir.
guy either in
J.D.
the
Vance.
kill, not kill, or whatever." They have like a weird little thing that they use to analyze, or algorithm that they use to analyze if they're gonna kill people. They have something like a 15-to-1 ratio. So in other words, they're okay with killing 15 Palestinians for 1 terrorist. Okay, this is why
That's not the war ratio. That's even
83% of the people that they've killed in Gaza are civilians.
Are civilians,
83%. This
bro,
comes
yeah.
from their own stuff. This comes from their own declassified military documents. They've been killing innocent
so
people.
where are you getting your facts from then, Officer Tatum? You just shaking your head, smiling. That's why I don't like this fucking dude. You
that
can't
comes from the
debate.
Hamas ministry, and Israel has actually accepted that number, right?
yeah. They because they're reasonable. They say, okay,
It's
we'll
way
accept
more
that
than
number.
that. It's like 300K easily.
How many people live in Gaza?
2 million.
Over 2 million.
And you said 60,000 have been killed in a 2-year war.
And majority of them are innocent, and there's more
No,
than
how
60,000.
many of them are combatants?
Not even 20K. Not even.
How do
barely.
you know? Who's giving that number?
That's what Israel's giving. They're giving somewhere
That's coming
between 15
from
and 20K.
Israel,
They're
though.
claiming are Hamas combatants. So at minimum, off their own numbers, they've killed 40,000 innocent people. But we know it's way more because there's people under the rubble. There's people that are missing. There's people that got blown to smithereens that we don't even know where they are.
And they could
People
be
that starved.
combatants. And they very well could be combatants. How do you know?
Guys,
if they're
hit
not
that like and
combatants?
subscribe button. I
2.3
would really
million people.
appreciate that a
Hamas's
lot.
fighting force is not that big.
How do you know how big their force is?
Their fighting force is not that big.
Where do you? They don't wear uniforms. They don't have military bases. How do you calculate how many people are Hamas? How many people are they recruiting? How do you know?
Regardless, here's the thing: as they kill more
It's a
people,
war going on,
Yeah,
Myron.
I get it. As they kill more people are probably joining Hamas because they're killing innocent people every day. But the point is
It's
this:
a war going on.
80%.
It's a war going on, Myron. They're not just bombing buildings with people in it.
Okay.
Just for no reason.
So let me ask you this: let's go to October 7th. Let me use that same exact phrase that you did. It's a war. It's a war. It's a war, Brandon. They went in there. They kidnapped the 200 people. 1,200 people died. It's a war, bro. It's a war.
Yeah.
Would that be acceptable?
Look. This is what I say every time I go on campus. I say, I don't have a dog in the fight. When I say I don't have a dog in the fight, I'm not Israeli or I'm not Palestinian, and I'm not there. I'm an American. Now, if I look at it and people are saying that it's an apartheid state and they're committing genocide,
It is an apartheid.
Then it's not an apartheid state. That's the most ridiculous thing you could say, Myron. That's the easiest point that I can disagree with you on very easily.
We'll do the genocide, then we can hit the apartheid after.
All right, we'll hit the apartheid state, and that's
Yeah,
the craziest thing ever.
we could
But
do it
when you
after.
look at it, you say, okay, if they believe they're in an apartheid state, they believe that Israel's committed genocide, then, hey, go and fight. They did, and if you accept that, then they're now losing. So now you have to accept that. If you go over to somebody's country and you start a war and you kill innocent people and you behead people and you take them hostage and they come back and whoop you, why are you complaining about it? You started a war, they finished the war.
No.
The end.
No. Well, here's the thing. This war's been going on since way before
For a
October
long
7th,
time,
is what
since
I'm
the
trying to say.
60s.
And the thing is that
See, this
the Israelis
nigga,
would
yeah,
never
this
accept the
nigga
President.
don't
Oh, yeah.
know his history, bro. He don't know about the 6-day war that transpired and Israel winning that war. And I believe they fought against some Arabians. And I think because look, a lot of people don't realize that Britain gave 2 pieces of land to Israel and Palestine. Now, Israel, they had a 6-day war with Iranians, and then they basically went outside of their territory when it comes to what they had. But I guess they said it was some sign from God that they have this new territory. So they basically went outside of their, I'm not even gonna say, well, not border, but you guys know what I mean. They kind of went outside of what they were given. And after that, it kind of led towards the Gaza Strip. So that's what a lot of people are kind of say, okay, it's kind of tricky because now after that they were kind of occupying the Gaza Strip. To this day they were doing. And Palestinians didn't really approve of that. Now, I'm not really being biased when I say the things that I say. This is documented, evidence. Now, I'm not a fucking Hamas supporter or anything like that. I'm not rocking with Middle Easterns at all, guys. I even look at Muslims a little questionable. But my thing is this: I have to report the facts when need be. And Officer Tatum don't know history. This dude don't know anything.
Oh yeah, bro. Those 1,200 people that died on October 7th, that's just war, man. It's just war.
There you go.
It's a difference.
That's why.
It's a difference between.
That's when they occupied the West Bank and Gaza,
against a country
67. There you go.
War and have your people still hostage, and they're firing rockets into Israel all the time.
Okay, well, if we're gonna go ahead and use the hostage thing, how many hostages does Israel have of Palestinians? They got like 11,000, and a lot of them were arrested without charge. They have no due process. They were just kidnapped because they're Palestinian. And
that's what you say. That's not the truth.
They have 11,000 prisoners right now in
Come on,
Israeli
guys.
prisons.
We need 11 more likes to 50. I know it's a late live.
For no reason.
A lot of them are there
I
without
know it's
charge.
a late live, guys. But
no charge,
I really
no
do
court case,
appreciate
no
you
nothing. They
guys
just picked them up and arrested them
sticking with me
They just pick up
during
for
this
no
late
reason.
live stream. I really do appreciate it a lot. This do not
There's a
happen
bunch of
without
prisoners
you
all
guys.
across the place.
Why is it not?
They're
Why is
raping
not
prisoners in
50,000?
there. They're doing
They
all
mow
that.
down
Why is
children
it not
for throwing
50,000? Why
rocks.
is it 11,000?
11,000 is too much in itself. See, here's the thing.
See, I think Myron is Muslim, but I would bring up to Officer Tatum as to why do Jewish people hate Christians when they go to Tel Aviv? When they visit places like Tel Aviv, why do people get spit on and beat up just for wearing crosses? Why do Israelis, when it comes to doing mathematics, why don't they use the plus sign? This is questions that I will be asking Myron, because if Brandon Tatum is a so-called Christian, but you support Israel so much. Now, I'm not saying you have to hate Jewish people, but these are questions that I would definitely be asking. Why do you support people that hate your Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ? Because they definitely do. They do not like Jesus at all, guys. That's why we call him Officer Talmud. Read the Talmud. Read what they say about this dude. I'm uploading while watching the stream. What you uploading, Squid? Talk to me.
Let's just deal with the elephant in the room, Brandon. All right? The reality is this. Israelis don't value Palestinian life. That's what it is.
Have I ever been to Israel? No. What the hell?
Israeli life is worth far more than a Palestinian life. That's why they're kidnapping them. They're putting them in jails. They're raping them in the prisons. People are protesting, saying, "Oh yeah, we have the right to."
Sorry, guys, I'm a little sick, so I got a little mucus going on.
Our adversaries in war. It doesn't matter. People were literally protesting.
That's
saying
fine,
that we have
guys.
the right
Like
to
and
rape
subscribe if
Palestinian
you hate me
males
coughing
in
a
prison.
lot.
This is the kind of country that we're dealing with.
Have
You're giving ally.
Have you ever been to Israel? Have you ever been to Israel, Myron?
No, I would never go. They'd kill me.
Dude, somebody just asked me that in the comments. That's so weird. So you're making general assumptions. That's so weird how he just asked me that, and then Talmud just asked Myron that. Okay, guys.
They'll kill you. See, Myron, you got to understand that
that's
you're
so
saying
weird.
something that's
That is so
false
weird.
and superfluous. What would they kill you for in Israel? I went to Israel. I was there for 2 weeks. Did you know that Gazans and Palestinians work in Israel?
Yes, I do know
Over
that.
100,000 Gazans and Palestinians before
Absolutely, I know
October 7th, they worked in Israel. Did you know when you say
Tatum
this is
got
an
paid,
apartheid state, that's the most ridiculous
and the
claim ever,
free
because
trip to
Arabs
Israel and kiss
have
the
a right
wall.
to serve in
Yep,
the
for his
Knesset.
allegiance to
They serve in the
Israel,
government.
he's a sellout.
They're in the Supreme Court.
There's
They
only
fight
one.
in the military. How is it? No, but they do serve in the military.
Yeah,
they
but-
do have rights. After the war in 80 and 48,
Yeah.
when the war ended up happening, 2 million Arabs decided that they wanted to be Israeli citizens. So Arabs have free reign. They can do whatever they want to do in Israel. That's not an apartheid state. An apartheid state is racial discrimination. That would mean
It is a
that
racial.
only Jews are allowed to be in Israel. Only Jews can serve in the Knesset. Only Jews can serve in the military. That's not true.
Okay, so
Arabs
here's
can
why it's an
serve just
apartheid
as well.
state. It's a Jewish state, which means it must have a majority Jewish
It's not.
population.
It's
called
no
the Jewish
say,
state.
It's no say that it's supposed to be a majority Jew. It just so happened to be a Jewish state. Therefore, it's a majority of Jews there.
No, they have to maintain this is a big reason why they will never do a one-state solution. This is one of the biggest reasons why they
Right.
won't let these Palestinians just come in and be a part of Israel and
Yeah.
end all this conflict, because they need to maintain.
But nobody
a Jewish
will
majority,
accept them,
because
though. Not
they
the
claim to be a
Egyptians, not
democracy,
the
but the reality
Syrians.
is they're occupying
Nobody
people
wants
illegally in the West Bank
the
and in Gaza that
Palestinians.
have no rights. They have
don't
no
want to
rights.
be a part of Jewish society. They don't want nothing to do with the Jews. They hate the Jews.
Well, they've stolen
They
their
bomb
land.
the Jews.
They've stolen their land.
They what land?
We need 10
They
more
stole their
likes,
land.
guys. Let's
How did they
go.
steal their land, man?
10 more likes to 50. Thank you guys
They
for
didn't kick
sticking
them
with
out.
me this
No,
long.
there was a war.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
They had a two-state solution in 1947 that Israel agreed to, and the Arabs denied. And then they had a war against Israel, and they lost.
Okay.
And they were the ones that displaced millions of people. They sent them to the West Bank and sent them away from the mainland in Israel because they thought they were going to win. And then they lost.
Okay.
They displaced their own people.
Let's go through this real quick. Number one, it is a genocide. Every scholar, it's irrefutable
No,
at
it's
this
not.
point.
You're a scholar.
It's a
compare it
genocide.
to what genocide?
Yeah,
Well, let's compare it to what genocide is it compared
It doesn't
to?
have to. You don't have to compare it to other genocides. to say,
hey, y'all,
well,
much
not enough
love
people
from
died, so
the-
let's call it a genocide.
This is a
From
war.
the
No,
Obama
it's a
mama?
genocide.
Okay.
Did
Every
America
single-
commit a genocide in Japan?
What up, Terry?
Well, here's the thing. We weren't trying to kick them out of their
Is
land.
that Brandon? Yeah.
It's not their land, Myron. Jews were there first.
Okay.
Is that not true? Hold on, let's go to history. Is that not true?
Yo.
Were Jews there first?
Here's the thing. The
Squid
Jews have
is
been there,
crazy, man.
but for them, but so have been the Canaanites and the Arabs have been there as well. But they're
Okay, so let's
displaced
say
and
they
kick
both
them
have a
out.
joint. Just say they both have a joint access or a joint claim to the land. It's not. So it was not Palestinians' land. It's both of their land.
See, here's the thing. Then we're going to get into the diaspora and then how Jews are, because the Jews that are there today are not the same Jews that you're thinking about that were there during biblical
No, but
times.
many of them were. Many of
The
them
Jews,
were.
the majority of the Jews that are there now are Ashkenazi
I don't
Jews.
know
The
about
majority
that
of
one,
Jews-
buddy.
That's not
Ashkenazi
true.
Jews are the majority.
I
of
don't know
Israel.
about
They're
that
by
one,
far the
buddy.
majority.
No, that
Ashkenazis.
is not true.
Or the
That-
European
That's a
Jews.
crazy statement.
That is not true that they don't have a DNA lineage to the land of Israel, and therefore their ancestors were there.
Ashkenazis, no. But let me
It
just.
is. It's a proven fact. It's peer-reviewed research.
We need
that
8
shows
more
that
likes,
Ashkenazi
guys, to
Jews
hit
have a
50. I
bloodline
appreciate
directly
you
to
guys
the
sticking
bloodline
with me
of
this
Abraham.
late.
Okay.
I wrote
It's
an
a late
article
night
about
live
Okay,
stream.
so let's go.
Just
let's
kick
go to
back,
the,
relax.
we're
And if
talking
you
about
guys got
so
any comments,
you could say you don't
just
think it's a
put it in the
genocide.
chat.
Every scholar says
We
it's a
chilling.
genocide. I
Not
think
a
it's
genocide.
irrefutable. If you look at the definition, it's absolutely genocide because it's a
They're not
destruction
intentionally
and
killing people and
the
displacing
destruction.
people for no reason.
They're trying to do an ethnic cleansing right now. That's why they've destroyed Gaza and they're trying to get these
Ethnic
guys
cleansing.
out. Yes,
Why
they're trying
are
to
they
get them
not
out the
going to
land.
the West Bank then?
Well, here's the thing. They got the war that they need on October 7th to go in and
West
take
Bank
over
is
Gaza.
cooked.
They're absolutely going to try to displace those people and get them out of there. That's why they're destroying all the infrastructure so they can make it uninhabitable, so that they can say, "Hey, look, man, this sucks. You might as well go to one of your Arab countries on the side here." So that's.
Did you not read the peace deal that Donald Trump and Netanyahu agreed to?
That peace deal, and then what did Netanyahu do the next day? He did another interview in Hebrew saying, "Oh yeah, this is just diplomacy, feigning diplomacy." He said in Hebrew.
But the agreement is the agreement. I don't care what he say. They had an agreement on the books that he signed.
But
off
he
on,
went back
other
on the
Arab nations signed off on,
agreement.
and that was the
This
rebuilding.
dude, man.
The commitment
This dude
to
is
rebuild
retarded,
Gaza.
bro.
They will exit
What do you
Gaza,
mean it don't matter
and
what
they
he
will- and
said?
There was a commitment to many.
He just told you he went back on the agreement. He spoke it in Hebrew. And it's televised. I don't know about Talmud, man. W Chicago, thanks, man. Chicago is jacked up. Talmud, bro. What are you doing? And you can't trust everything that Donald Trump do when it comes to Israel, because clearly we learned from Tom Alexandrovich he had dual citizenship when it comes to him being in Israel and America. And when the Trump administration questioned this guy about him soliciting children for blackmail, him along with 7 other individuals, he was let back go. So you can't just say, "Oh, Trump did this," and like I'm a big supporter of Trump, but when it comes to them boys, we gotta watch them. Palantir, JD Vance, we gotta watch them. They're in these people pockets, man.
They're not going to exit Gaza. They're going to just going to move. They're going to move They're going to move back a bit, but they're not going to exit Gaza. They're not going to.
No, they're going to. The agreement said that they would completely exit Gaza.
They're not going to completely exit.
They have security control over Gaza, the land, but they're not going to be
right. A new peace deal not agreed by Palestine.
They're still going to be in Gaza. They said that they would pull back a little bit, but
no, they didn't.
All right,
They will completely withdraw from Gaza.
Okay.
That's what they said in the agreement.
Let's go to apartheid, and then we can go into this agreement.
Okay, apartheid.
The reason
we both know the definition of apartheid,
sure.
correct?
Yes.
Sorry, guys.
And the reason why I said it's an apartheid because
many
Israel
congressmen have dual citizenship.
They also
I don't get it. Yeah,
Gaza.
over 250
of them.
They
have no representation. They can't vote. They can't do anything.
That's not true.
The people in Gaza can vote. The people in the West Bank can vote.
People in Gaza voted for Hamas. They can't vote in Israel, but they vote for what's in their own territory.
They did vote for Hamas in 2001.
They have no sovereignty.
But okay, I'll give Brandon Tatum that point. Hamas was elected in 2001, but who funded Hamas, ladies and gentlemen? Bibi Netanyahu. Bibi Netanyahu actually funded Hamas. But then we have some people out there saying, "Oh, because that's only because Benjamin Netanyahu thought that Hamas was going to be good when it comes to new regime change and things like that." Like, come on, dude. You still funded Hamas, so don't nobody want to hear it. They don't tell you that, though. They don't tell y'all Bibi Netanyahu actually funded Hamas. They don't tell y'all that.
They don't control their airspace. They don't control their internet. They don't control their water. How do you think Israel's able to starve them right now? The fact that Israel's able to do this blockade and starve them proves that they have no sovereignty.
Myron, how are they getting water right now?
They're not.
Israel.
Okay,
Israel
so
controls
they're
everything.
they're not trying to. They're not killing these people. They're
are.
giving them water. They're giving them medical supply, and they're giving them food.
And they're still dying of starvation. They're not.
How many of you have died from starvation?
Thousands.
No, give me
thousands. Thousands. We don't know because so many people have been dying. We got 60,000 right now. Right? We got 60,000. When this war is done and the fog of war is gone, we're able to actually recount everything and go through the rubble and everything. It's going to be hundreds of thousands.
But I promise I'll do this earlier.
You say hundreds of thousands.
Next time.
There's 2 million people that live there.
2, 3, yep.
And you say the starvation. They have given hundreds of thousands of tons of food over this 2-year war. Because there was...
That doesn't mean that the food gets in.
We just got to hit our goal, guys, for 50 likes.
Because they're not letting it in.
According to the UN, 96% of all the aid is getting looted. And this is the reason why Israel created a bottleneck because they did not want Hamas controlling the food.
You talking about Omar Fatir?
And so they created another supply chain with the United States of America.
The guy in Memphis?
They created avenues in which they can get the food in an equitable way without it
actually
getting looted.
they tell us all the time.
You can go see pallets and pallets of food.
Guys, please hit that like and subscribe button. It is free, guys.
Sitting outside.
It's free.
No, because Israel will not allow them to get in to bring in the food.
Myron,
the lady in
You know how
Minnesota.
many aid workers have been killed by Israel? Israel's killed journalists.
I can't
They've killed
stand
aid
her,
workers
yeah.
to include American citizens.
Oh, you talking about Ilhan Omar? Okay, yeah. The one that's dating her brother or some shit like that, or married her brother?
They
Something like that.
to bring in the food. Aid workers. You know how many aid workers have been killed by Israel? Israel's killed journalists. They've killed aid workers to include American citizens. They've killed paramedics.
There's no legitimate evidence of them killing aid workers. However, there are evidence of them killing journalists.
They kill
in strategic strikes.
And
some of these journalists were a part of.
They killed paramedics. They killed 20. They killed 20 paramedics and gave them a shallow grave, and then lied about it, saying that they didn't have their mercy lights on. The New York Times wrote a whole thing about this, showing that they did have their mercy lights on, and they were clearly wearing markers. And then a couple of different countries sent in aid workers to bring in food from like United Kitchen, etc. And they bomb and kill them. Australians, Americans, Canadians bomb and kill them.
They argued that there was a mistake, and they owned up to it. They said they did, and they said it was a mistake.
Oh, it's a mistake.
That's not a
This is
mistake.
unacceptable.
Myron, if they wanted to
If the New York Times, I'm sorry, I'm trying to let the video play, guys, but if the New York Times reported it, saying that they had their sirens on and the Israelis tacked anyways, then why are you saying it's a mistake? It's clearly not. Use your common sense, dude. Use your common sense. It's not a mistake, Talmud.
Hundreds of thousands of people, they can do it.
Yeah.
They clearly are not doing that.
Yeah, because
If they want to starve them, they could starve
We
them and
need
cut off
5
their water
more
supply,
likes,
and they'd be
guys.
dead
Let's
in
go.
the first, 8 months.
To
Why are they not
50
doing that,
likes.
Myron, if they want to commit a genocide and they're trying to kill
Let's
all these
go.
people?
because you can't be as
Are they
obvious
even
about it. The goal is to make it so
They're
bad.
obvious according to you.
The goal,
They're obvious
the
about
goal,
it according to you.
the goal here is this. This is the goal. The goal is to make it so bad and uninhabitable that they have no choice but to leave the land, so that
Let's
Israel
go, guys.
can
Let's
go
get
ahead and
that
colonize
algorithm
part
up.
as well.
Let's get
That's
that
what the goal
algorithm
is.
up.
Israel
5 more
already
likes
has
to
control
50.
militarily,
They've
surrounding
always
the
had
land
control.
of Gaza. They already have control over the airspace and the sea. So it's not something new that they're trying to invent. They tried to give them. They withdrew.
He
They
is
pulled up
using
the
his common
graves
sense, bro.
of Jews from Gaza.
Not
They
really
forced
common,
Jews
then.
out. The idea of force Jews out against their will to vacate Gaza.
That was a political
to give
play.
it to the Palestinians.
That was a political play. They did that so that they can
They
expand the
still
West Bank.
force people. They still force people out.
They did that
against
so they
their
can
will.
expand the West Bank. That's why they did that. They did that as a political, fake out.
I agree,
so that they
Terry.
can continue to expand on the West Bank, because
W
that's where
comment.
they actually want to focus on putting a lot of the illegal, which those settlements, by the way, in West Bank are 100% illegal.
And that's
they're not
actually
100%.
exactly how I feel, too.
That's not true.
The entire
If
internet.
Honestly, I got to read this comment, guys, because this is literally exactly how I feel. Terry says, I support our president, VP, and administration, but that doesn't mean I agree with everything that they say and do. I support Israel, but not a fan of Netanyahu. Now, let's be honest, guys. I mean, I can't disagree with that statement, even though I'm not going to say I support Israel. I wish Israel the best, just like how I wish Palestine the best and the Middle East the best. Everybody that just lives there, I wish the best for everybody. But that's for all around the world. That includes people that are living in Africa, people that are in Australia, Asia, North America, South America. I don't have hate in my heart for anybody, guys. So I definitely agree with that comment. So yeah, let's continue. No, it's not just Netanyahu though. It's not just Netanyahu, okay? I feel you. I feel you on that. It's not just him. He got a whole team of lobbyists and people that control a lot of things, especially within our country. But you're right about that. It's not just Netanyahu. Oh, excuse me, Net in Yahoo.
I have a inkling that
Kanye
you may not
is hilarious,
understand what the
man.
West Bank actually looks like.
No, I know what it looks like. It's disconjointed, right, land,
Right.
that isn't contiguous for the Palestinians, and they did that on purpose, by the way, with all of their different partition plans that they've had. And we
That's
can
not
talk.
true. It's up for debate.
There's roads
So
there
where's
that
your
Palestinians
proof?
can't even use, and they've strategically cut the West Bank up in a way where it makes it extremely difficult for Palestinians to have any type of ability to do trade, to have any type of sovereignty, etc. They did this on purpose, so that it's.
Well,
Go ahead.
I disagree with you, but if they did it on purpose, then so what?
If they
The
did it
settlements
on
are illegal.
purpose, so what?
No, it's not illegal.
Yes, they are, because when they had the Oslo Accords and they've had these different agreements, the agreement
Treaties,
was, hey,
right?
we're going
that
to go
they're
ahead and work
breaking.
on the Oslo Accords was supposed to be a framework for a two-state solution, right? And that was contingent upon
This
them
dude don't
coming
know
and
anything,
revisiting
guys.
and
I might have to
having
end this
something,
live a little
making
early.
agreements to create some type of two-state solution. During this time, they aggressively went ahead
We
and
need
killed
4 more
Bill
likes,
and the West
guys.
Bank, because
Let's
the Israelis
get
practice something
to
called facts
50.
on the ground.
Yeah,
And what that
huh?
basically means is,
What is he talking about, bro?
we're going to go ahead and have this, loose framework that we're
So
going to operate
just-
under, but we'll
I
come
don't
back
know.
and revisit it in a year, in 2 years. And what they do is they aggressively bulldoze houses, build settlements,
Right.
make it bigger, so that when they do come back to the negotiating table, they're like, oh yeah, by the way, we've kind of expanded a bit. The facts on the ground are a bit different. You're going to get this amount of land now. And the thing
Right,
is
and
that
then
no
off
one
of
can
Tatum
challenge
like,
it, because
yeah,
they got
just
the US
violate
backing
the
them.
treaty.
They have a superior military. They
Yeah,
have
just
airspace,
go
they have control of
behind the
everything.
treaty and
so
just
no one can really
roll
hold them to
people
anything,
over.
because they can do what they want, because they have American backing.
Well, let's put
There
it in
you go.
perspective. They're not.
Which is why
occupying
majority
the
of people in the Middle
West Bank
East don't like
territory
America.
That the Palestinians are in. They're occupying territory that's
Yeah,
not
because they stole
designated
it from
for
the Palestinians originally.
There's no stolen from anybody. Why are you saying
Come
they
on.
stole something from these people?
Bro,
They didn't steal. You don't have when the British can mandate that Jewish people come back to the land. When the British can mandate it, that means that the Palestinians didn't own the land to start with, because there was the British mandate. The Jews came back. The Jews came back. If you look at historical documentation, the Jews came back and they purchased land legally. They purchased land from the Arabs. They purchased land from the Palestinians legally. And then the Palestinians didn't want them there.
Sure, let's talk about that.
We got hold on. We'll get to that, but let's compare. It's the same comparison. Why don't people
What up,
think
Chris?
the same thing about
How much
Americans
you
and
miss?
Native Americans?
People can argue not a lot, but not a.
But at some point, when you fight a battle,
we kind of in it now for like a little bit over an hour.
Conquest of the country that won,
sure,
or whatever leadership they won.
Well,
we did it to the natives, and the Israelis have done it to the Palestinians.
Here's the difference.
What do they owe them?
Native Americans get their own land. They get a nice little stipend check. They're American citizens. They have full rights. They can do whatever they want in America. Yes, it is terrible what Americans did to them and colonized them, but they at least have citizenship. It's not apartheid. They have the ability to do whatever they want, and they get a nice little check just for being Native American. That's why a lot of them are alcoholics. That's a whole other conversation. But let's go ahead and talk about, because we were talking about the war, right, in 1948 before that.
But wait a minute, Myron.
Because you said that they bought the land, right?
Yeah, let's not jump there, because Israel gives a lot of benefits to Palestinians as well. They work and they're able to do commerce in Israel.
A minority.
It's not a minority. It's
2 million.
Thousands of them.
It's 2 million, and the majority of Israelis are Jews. That's why it's called the Jewish state. But then you have millions in the West Bank and in Gaza that have no rights. And they're being occupied.
No rights to Israel. They have rights in their own.
But they're being occupied by Israel.
Land. They're not being occupied.
They're occupying the Gaza Strip.
Everyone knows that.
Bro, I don't think I can watch this too longer, guys. This fucking guy is killing me, man. I'm gonna need a second, bro, because this dude is killing me.
The entire international community, Brandon.
This dude is killing me.
Everyone knows that Israel's occupying Gaza.
What is wrong with this dude, man?
But
they have no rights to Israel. They have rights in their own.
But they're being occupied by Israel.
Land. They're not being occupied.
The entire international community, Brandon. Everyone knows that Israel's occupying Gaza. They're occupying Gaza and they're occupying the West Bank. This
how
is
do you occupy a place? How you occupy a place?
They control the water and the food. This nigga is so dumb, bro. Oh my god, bro. I'm making the same. You look at Myron looking, bro. I'm literally making the same face. Oh my gosh, bro. I literally should have just streamed this, dude. I should have just streamed this. Guys, please hit that like button, because now I'm getting a headache. I'm literally getting a headache now. Shit is nuts.
Wars that they won. How are you gonna say after Israel wins a war that they're not entitled to everything else everybody else get when they win a war?
Well, they win the wars.
Hit that like button, guys. Hit that like button.
Yom Kippur was what, like yesterday? The Yom Kippur War back in the 1970s,
they only
won that one because they flexed nuclear weapons that they stole from us.
Did they win or did they not win?
We had to do a huge airlift to save them. We're going to lose that shit.
When we win a war and we begin to take over the land, there's nobody that argue that somehow the land don't belong to us and we are wrong for doing whatever we do with the land that we occupy now that we won a war. If Palestinians would have won the war and they occupied the land against Jews, nobody would be crying about it. You fought a war, they lost the war.
What do you mean nobody would be crying about it?
They could push these people out of the land if they wanted to, but they're
how do you know that?
Reasonable enough to give them many of the holy sites that they got in Judea and Samaria. They have a portion of the old city of Jerusalem, and they have their own government system that they voted for and elected, who have robbed them blind, and then they elected Hamas in Gaza. I'm glad
that Bibi Netanyahu funded
to allow these people to completely
run
the sea and airspace and everything, because Israel would not exist if Hamas could run and have access to airstrikes. Israel wouldn't exist. They shot 4,000 missiles into Israel after October the 7th, and the only reason that they didn't kill everybody because they got the Iron Dome.
And how many missiles how many bombs does Israel drop on Gaza in the past year?
Well,
thousands.
As many as they need to.
So see how
as many as they need to.
Attacking? Oh yeah, they're doing what they got to do, etc. But then if I say, well, yeah, they're going to retaliate. Oh well, no, they're terrorists. Like here's the thing.
No. First of all, you got to look at the charter of Hamas. They're a terrorist group. They're designated by a terrorist group.
Hit that like button, guys. Like and subscribe.
We designate them as a terrorist group.
Yeah, but you know who did that?
Well, or maybe when they
Myron
cut people's heads off,
moves ribs,
that they're a terrorist group.
Okay.
Extra sauce. Extra sauce. Side of fries.
Stern Gang. Those are terrorist organizations. The thing is this: the person that designated Hamas and Hezbollah as terrorist organizations was a Jew named.
Do you think?
It was a Jewish woman named
Hamas
Adam.
is a terrorist organization or not?
Here's the thing.
Who?
We're going to go off the definition of terrorism, right? We're going to go off.
IDF is considered a terrorist organization, bro. I'm not trying to go there. Hamas Hamas is a terrorist organization. The Houthis. What do you have? Hezbollah. Um, all of the eight spheres of evil, which these people have killed innocents, but you have to admit that the IDF have also done the same thing. And a terrorist organization is consideredly just an organization that causes harm to people who are innocent, which the IDF has done on multiple occasions.
Political agenda, correct?
Yeah.
Would that be fair to say that's how the FBI defines it? Cool.
Yeah.
If we're going to call Hamas a terrorist organization, so is the IDF. That's
There
my
you go.
position.
How is the IDF a terrorist organization when they're literally a
Because they kill civilians.
defending their people? They're not going out
They're
and
not
actively
okay, man.
committing terror against people to push
Yeah,
a
they
political
are.
agenda.
Yeah, no,
See?
they literally.
See, man, and this is why I'm so mad that Myron didn't bring up this 6-day war. How are they defending when they're going outside of their means? They're going outside of their lands that the British gave them in the 1940s. So what the hell are we talking about? How are they defending when they are taking land? Officer Talmud? They're taking land.
Literally are. They literally are.
Show me a video.
Okay.
Well, give me an example.
The state
what
of Israel.
terrorist activities the IDF
The state
doing?
of Israel was created through terrorism. Before,
No, it's not.
Yes. Before
Mossad.
the IDF was a thing, because they rebranded.
I
the
think
Irgun, Haganah.
Yeah, the IDF was made out of 3 groups, and I think Mossad was one of them.
And Stern Gang. These three are the thing.
Show me a video.
Okay.
Well, give me an example.
state
what
of Israel-
terrorist activities the IDF
The state
doing?
of Israel was created through terrorism. Before,
No, it's not.
Yes. Before the IDF was a thing, because they rebranded, there used to be the Irgun, Haganah, and Stern Gang. These 3 organizations were paramilitary Zionist groups that were terrorist organizations that killed British people. They killed Palestinians. This is why the Palestinians didn't want to agree to the partition plan that you're talking about in 1947. Because that peace deal that you're talking about.
Why do you
go
just
through
keep
it.
shaking your
Because you said
head
that the Jews bought
smiling,
the
bro?
land.
This shit is
That's
getting
a
on
lie.
my nerves.
Back in
No.
1947.
That means you know nothing.
No.
They stole it.
I'm not talking about the state of Israel. The state of Israel, the mandate from the British mandate allowed them to own and occupy certain areas. But what I'm saying is that when they got there, they didn't force Arab
Let's check
people
out something here,
They bought
guys.
land legally. That's how they
All right,
began to
guys,
get
we are
land.
at
They
50
began to get
likes.
How much
money
land they
and
own?
We are at 50 likes right now, guys. King David Hotel. Oh, yep. King David Hotel bombing. Absolutely right. Guys, let's try to make it to 100 likes. If you guys want me to continue the live stream, put a 1 in the chat. And, yeah. W, thanks, man. Dog farts. I appreciate that. The Just One says, Zesty Officer Talmud. Oh, Lord have mercy, man. I just took a okay. All right, guys. If you guys are enjoying the live stream, I mean, we hit our mark. So if you guys want me to continue, please spam 1 in the chat so I can see what you guys want me to do. Okay, I'm seeing some 1s on Larry David. Yep, that's true. On curb your enthusiasm on oh Lord. Yep, like the stream, guys. I would definitely appreciate that. All right, so we're gonna continue, guys. Let's continue.
commerce and all of this stuff.
You know how much?
Well,
you know how much land they owned? The land they owned at that point, 6.6%. That's how much they owned in 1947. That's how much land they actually owned. So of course the Palestinians are going to be like, okay, at that time the Zionists were about 30% of the population, maybe less than that. They owned only 6% of the land. They wanted 56% of the land when they had that 47 partition plan. Of course, the Palestinians are going to agree to that. And then on top of that, they wanted all the fertile land that had the best soil with the best waterways, etc. So the Palestinians were like, "Fuck no, we're not going to go ahead and let you guys have 56% of the land, even though you guys are 30% of the population. You guys only own 6%." So no one would agree to that.
No, all fertile land is not true. Not all fertile land is not true.
The majority of the fertile land, was in the 56%. Was in the 56%.
They purchased and negotiated swampland that the Arabs never want anything to do with it. And when you go to Israel today, you can see the land that they purchased and they beautified.
It was only 6%. It was only 6%.
That's fine. So they disagreed.
But they wanted 56% of the land. They only owned 6 legally, and they wanted 56%.
The first partition was going to give the Arabs and Palestinians 75% of the land, and Jews would only have 60% of the land.
40%.
No, it was 75%,
Which-
16%. They disagree with that. 1947 was going to be the land partition that you're talking about. They disagree with that. Then they went to war with Israel.
You're talking about the Peel Commission. Okay, let's talk about the Peel Commission. 1937. Ben Gurion is the one that was the architect of that one. Ben Gurion admitted when he was going through doing the whole Peel Commission, because yes, you're right.
He's just listening in right now, but I'm just listening to these two guys.
Agreed to do the Peel Commission was so that Israel and the colonies.
But I just want to comment on that. I just want to comment on that. A lot of people are failing to realize that the Jewish population is only 2% in America, but they own so much land and property. They own so much business and they own so much revenue here in our country. It's absolutely astounding. So we have to start questioning who really controls, even when it comes to the social media. Like I just said earlier, guys, Project Nimbus is in effect on YouTube. So we have to start asking ourselves, who the hell really runs things in America? Is this the United States of America or the United States of them boys?
Some type of international credibility with trying to make peace. And then in 1947, they went ahead and they asked for 56% of the land. So you can see here that they're slowly encroaching and asking for more land, despite the fact that they don't own the land and they're only a minority. And how do I know this?
They don't. Neither one of them owned the land at this time.
Ben Gurion.
Neither one owned the land.
King Von predicted this.
To his son in
I
his
bet he
memoirs,
did.
October 5th, 1937, he admitted this. We are only doing this. We're feigning diplomacy, something like Netanyahu's doing now. We're feigning diplomacy. We are going to take all this land for us. So the goal was never to live peacefully next to the Arabs.
They network and hire their
take all the
friends.
land.
Yeah.
And this is the first prime minister of Israel.
You can say that, but
It's the
goal,
truth.
First of all, they don't own
He
the
wrote
land.
it himself.
The Palestinians didn't own the land either. When you act like they own the land and they had a Palestinian state.
They were there. They're just people.
But the Jews were there, but there were Jews there simultaneously with Palestinians the entire time that Israel has been a thing, period.
Okay.
Way back from Jesus' day. So the Jews never ceased to exist in Israel. They just became a minority, and then now they're the majority again. But they never ceased to exist. You can't say that the Palestinians somehow own the land or had rights to the land. There would be no British mandate if that was the case. And then also, how did they get exclusivity? They didn't have a government system. There was no state called Palestine. You have a group of people that come in under the British mandate. These people had their part. These people had their part to negotiate a peace.
This nigga is literally making me sound like a Muslim right now, but that is not true. What the fuck is he talking about? They were literally called Palestine. They literally say Palestine in the Bible, bro. Is he dumb? Yeah, GG's, man. This nigga's retarded. This nigga's literally dumb. He a Christian, though, right? They mention Palestine in the Bible. Am I tripping? Or am I tripping, chat? Don't they literally mention Palestine in the Bible? Or correct me if I'm wrong. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Well, let's just continue, man. He just said another dumbass statement.
Peace deal. In fairness, they had the partition. The Jews and the Israelis, or whatever you call them, they wouldn't be Israelis at that point. They agreed. The Arabs denied it. Okay, 1947.
Which deal are you talking about when they denied
the Arabs
it?
denied it.
Which deal are you talking about they denied? Which
1947.
one?
We'll go with that one.
Okay, they denied it for good reason. I explained it.
You say that's good reason. I don't think it's good reason. That's subjective.
Okay, Brandon, if somebody came into your house and broke in, right, and then told you, right, they broke into your house and they
didn't break in. What do you mean? Nobody broke in anywhere.
I'm just using the analogy here. If
yeah, hit that like and subscribe button.
Okay,
we hit the goal, but I appreciate it if you guys still hit that like button if you're coming in and if you're new.
Well, look, let me say this. Okay, Myron, let's say I didn't own a house. And let's say I was leasing a house.
Okay, it's still your property.
Let's say not even leasing. I had a floating lease or something. No real documentation of.
Let's say you're renting it. That's fine. But someone comes in and tries to tell you, oh, you know what?
No, they don't come in. The homeowner tells me that okay, we're gonna split this house up. You're not even occupying majority of this side of the house. We're gonna give it to somebody else. You stay over here. They stay over here. Let's have an agreement. I don't own the house.
Here's the thing.
So
man.
Why am I going to act like
there was never any peaceful agreement because the Israelis were the Zionists, the colonial, the colonists were using violence the entire time. They were
using violence the entire
terrorism.
time. They were using violence the entire time.
Okay, so
the British mandate was not violent.
They were killing the Brits too.
Right.
The King bombing of the King David
King
Hotel.
David. There you go.
Like 100 people.
There you go.
You're talking about what?
There you go. He don't know what to say. He's fucking Moulignan. I'm telling you, this nigga's stupid, man. This nigga's dumb. Let me go back, man. He is speechless.
Bombing of the King David Hotel. They bombed it. They killed like 100 people.
The dude is literally speechless.
The state of Israel is created through terrorism.
You're talking about one isolated incident, but you're not talking about any of the Arab incidents
where
they were killing Jews and they were doing all these. I forget the name of the battles that they were doing. They would come and kill Jews, and they were killing.
But they were killing them. They came into the. Here's the thing: the Palestinians were there first, right? They were there, and then.
No. What do you mean?
And then the Balfour Declaration.
Myron, you gotta clear it up. You said they were there first. What does that mean?
Okay.
Jews were there as well as the Palestinians.
Okay. The Jews that you're talking about, Mizrahi Jews, aka Arab Jews, that are actually from that region.
Right, they not the Jews, bro.
Jews
those
Edom, those
I'm not gonna get
and run Israel now, which are Ashkenazi Jews from Ukraine, Russia, Poland. Netanyahu's Polish, okay? Golda Meir were Ukrainian. Menachem Begin, Ukrainian. These people don't have ties to the land like that.
They do have ties to the land.
No, they don't. If you look at there's a reason why DNA tests are highly regulated in Israel. Okay, these people don't have ties.
They do not.
The Jews that you're thinking about,
I didn't even know Benjamin Netanyahu was Polish.
Okay, that is a Hezbollah lie that they use.
You know who else was Polish? Hitler. A lot of people don't know that, but Hitler was Polish too, I believe.
To tie themselves to the land and say, "Oh no, look, we're all Jews. We all have
Jewish."
That's
very, very interesting, right?
There's so many different
That's
types.
true. There's different type of Jews.
Oh Lord.
Ashkenazi Jews and the Jews that were there have different percentages of blood connection to the seed of Abraham, but they're all Jews. Just because they were, I say, forced out of the region at some point and they end up race mixing and coming back to the land, don't mean they have no lineage to the land. That's not true.
Oh, he was part Jew. Hitler was part Jew.
Architecture, DNA, etc. The Palestinians are the indigenous people to that area.
But the Jews that were there are indigenous too. The Jews that were there alongside the Palestinians this entire time.
Yes, some of the Mizrahi Jews, the Arab Jews that are from the Levant, yes. But the Jews that we're talking about today, the modern Jews,
we got Deontay Rants Rave podcast in the chat, man. Let's go. Hit that like for my boy Deontay. Hey, man, if I send you a link, you'll join? Man, put a one in the chat if y'all want my boy Deontay to join the show, man. Why not? Fuck it. Why not?
The white-looking guys, these Ashkenazis, they're not from that region.
They
have a bloodline lineage from the region. Just because they were born in Poland and other places doesn't mean that they don't have connection to the bloodline in the region.
And here's the other thing too. You want to know? This is going to debunk your entire argument. The guy the father of Zionism, Theodore Herzl. Did you know that he wanted to go to
man, Deontay. They want you in the chat,
which,
bro.
by the way, this guy is secular. He was
they want you in the show, player.
I find it interesting that atheists say that God promised them that land, but they don't believe in God. It's another Hezbollah
lie.
lie.
Terry King says, you missed my question earlier in the chat. The word Palestine is not in the original Bible text. Oh, okay. Originates from the word Palestine. Okay. Which referred to, okay. You're right. All right. I stand corrected. But they are in that same region, though.
He originally wanted to go to Argentina. But then he only said, you know what, let's go to Palestine because it's going to be easier to sell for a Zionist project. That's a dirty secret that they don't want to tell you.
But you say that, but it's funny that you say that because you can peddle that on one side. You can say that's a legitimate argument, but it's also biblical that the people of Israel will be brought back to the land of Israel.
But
it's biblical. It's also a biblical prophetic reality, and Zionists believe in that biblical reality, and that was a driving force behind the support from America
and that is exactly
and American Jews.
And that is exactly why I'm telling you it's all a bunch of BS, because the founder of Zionism and the first prime minister, Ben Gurion, were both atheists. Theodore Herzl.
Just because you atheist don't mean you don't acknowledge. Just because you atheist don't mean you don't believe in God. The reality.
You don't believe in God.
The historicity of it.
They don't believe in God.
A lot of Zionists were atheists.
To understand the validity of what people are trying to convince them to do, or trying to partner with them to do.
Yeah, man, this dude.
You don't have to believe in God.
This dude don't know nothing,
man.
You
don't find it crazy that the guy who said we're gonna go First he said, we're going to go to Argentina. Then he said, you know what? Nah, for me to sell this Zionist project, it's going to be better if I say we're going to go to Palestine because we have biblical ties to it.
Deontay, you trying to join the live
We're going to get
stream?
more people to come and join us over here. You don't think that that's problematic and that defeats the whole purpose of being biblical or doing it for religion purposes? These guys were secular atheists.
If you say that everything the secular atheist is doing is acting in poor faith, then maybe you have a point. But I don't know that man. I don't know his motives. I don't know exactly what his motives or what he was thinking about when he did it. But there is
he wanted to colonize the land. Is what he wanted to do.
There's a reasonableness to believing that what are we going to do with all these Jewish people? Here's a land. The British mandated that they can return back to the land of origin. And that's what they did. And they went in waves. They didn't just all come back.
Oh, snap. My camera off. Why y'all ain't say nothing? I'm sorry.
15,000, 30,000, 60,000. And what was happening was...
Y'all got me saying all this and my camera not even on.
They begin to buy up land. They only
owned 6%. They stole the land. They were killing Palestinians.
I forgot to turn it back on. I'm sorry, guys.
Dude, there is no war that you can point to that's historically documented that they stole large swaths of land due to war. These people did not have a military set up initially.
Bro say turn it back on.
When they first came.
Yes, you had the Ergun.
Myron, they did not have a military set up.
Yes, they had paramilitary Zionist organizations called the Ergun, Haganah, Stern gangs. These gangs terrorized and killed Palestinians, pushed them out of their villages. And this is how they were able to take over, and this is how the Nakba was created. Yes,
Myron,
was created through terrorism.
I'm about to put a bag over my face. That ain't
help, guys. Large swaths of Arabs being taken over. These were small battles of small territory. When you talk about these wars that you're mentioning, that these wasn't large swaths of displacement of Arab people. That's not true. This happened over
750,000 people didn't just leave. Didn't just get kicked out of their homes.
No, the
Nakba didn't happen.
No, it did not happen that way.
Deontay didn't respond in the chat, guys. So I guess
there was a displacement of the Arabs.
But I do appreciate y'all hitting that one
for them. And they told their people to vacate the area, and then after they won, they would bring them all back.
Just
to
checking
everywhere the Jews occupied. What happened was they lost, so they couldn't bring the people back like they had promised.
I appreciate that though, man.
And when they lost, the Jewish people kept the land.
I got work in the morning too, man. We all got work.
If they had remained in the land, unlike what their leaders had told them to do, displacing 700,000 people, then we wouldn't have this problem in the first place.
I still like to give y'all the best content, though.
This wasn't something that was done by
really, I'm just testing my new network connection and stuff like that. So my live stream has been good as of right now. So I haven't had any problems.
No, it wasn't a lot.
So
if you look at the
I think we're doing pretty good when it comes to the connection.
You can look it up. You can do it live. The massacres that have happened on both sides, majority of them were Arab-led massacres against Jews. Now, there were, I think, on record, maybe 1 or 2 massacres that occurred from the Jewish against the Palestinians. The death toll maximum, I think, in any one of those, about 2,000 people.
Well, either way, 57 were killed.
These were small incursions.
Bring up the USS Liberty.
Over a large period of time, mostly initiated by Arabs. So this is not some large 700,000 displacement wars that were going on. That didn't happen.
Okay, again, if you got a colonial project coming in, taking your land, kicking you out of your villages, taking your resources, literally having labor unions, not allowing you to sell your fruit, not allowing you to sell your goods.
Guys, hit that like button, man. You guys are awesome.
Of course, there's going to be violence.
I appreciate you guys.
Of course, I
don't disagree.
The 20 plus people in the chat. I know it's not a lot, but you know it's fairly late.
They didn't negotiate in good faith. Then you
but
go to the 47
partition plan.
They wanted 56% of the land, despite being less than 1/3 of the population, wanting all the good fertile land. They never negotiated.
USS Liberty never existed.
So of course the Palestinians are going to go ahead and reject the peace plans. And here's the thing, right? I know what you're saying. Hey, might is right. Fine, let's go ahead and go with might is right. Here's the problem: Israel's never, ever going to get peace until they give the Palestinians a state. The Arab world is not going to recognize them. We're going to always have problems there. Now, here's my biggest issue with all of this.
They don't want a state.
I don't want to support Israel and give them money so they can do a genocide in our name, because my biggest problem is that we give these dickheads the money and the influence and the power for them to do this stuff.
They're not committing to genocide, Myron.
They are doing genocide.
They don't want peace. Can you admit that the Palestinians don't want peace with Jews? You just hold on. Let me finish. You just articulated.
I would argue.
You just articulated a very good reason why Palestinians never want peace with Jews. You're saying that they stole their land from the very beginning.
Yep.
All these massacres happened and they killed them. why then are you saying a two-state solution would be somewhat of an objective for Palestinian people when you explain an entire history of what you call an apartheid state, a genocide?
It is.
And then you claim that they want a two-state solution. Why would they want a two-state solution?
So here's my thing, guys, and I want you guys' opinion on this in the chat. If I was Benjamin Netanyahu, or if I was the president of the United States, or whoever is in control of this whole situation when it comes to the Middle East, I would just give the people of Gaza, or the Palestinian people, their land. And if they choose to attack the Israelis or the Jews or whatever you want to call it, then Israel have every right to defend itself. What do you guys think? And if Israelis, if they attack the people of Palestine or Gaza, they also have the right to defend themselves as well. Don't you guys think that's fair? I don't think we need people that's occupying the Gaza Strip or the Gaza border or whatever you want to call it. I mean, just give them their land. And if they want to attack you guys, I would hope they don't do that, because Israel definitely have nuclear warheads, even though they don't admit that they have nukes. They definitely have nukes, and they will nuke the shit out of Palestine. So that's just my opinion. What do you guys think about that? Should they just give them their land back? And if the Palestinians do retaliate in a way when it comes to war, then Israel has a right to defend itself. Is that fair?
Saying previously is true. They never want a two-state solution. They don't want to identify or accept a
They don't want a
Jewish
two-state
state.
solution?
Well, I'm not saying America. I'm not saying America at all.
So here's the thing.
I'm not saying. That's what I'm saying. America withdraw their troops, withdraw the money, and everybody just do their own thing.
Well, let's go through it. Okay, so let's go through it. The Oslo Accords. The Oslo Accords was the actual only deal that was probably going to have a framework to actually.
You see how Myron is actually naming accords and treaties and actual facts, when I'm not going to say Brandon Tatum hasn't said any facts as well, but he's saying a lot of moot claims. He's saying a lot of platitude statements, ladies and gentlemen. He's saying a lot of nothing right now. When it comes to the debate, when it comes to the actual subject, Myron is actually giving fact to the point. Unlike Officer Tatum, I don't know, because he would talk about something else or would branch off to another topic. I don't get it. But just hit that like for me, guys, please.
A two-state solution. So Yasser Arafat actually conceded, and he conceded a couple of things that were huge that other Palestinians and other Arab nations didn't even want to do. He recognized Israel's right to exist. He denounced violence, and he said that they deserve to live in peace and security. That was a big step. And all he got in exchange was the Palestinian Authority being recognized by the Israeli government. That was supposed to be the framework for them to go ahead and create a two-state solution in the future. Guess what happened? Yitzhak Rabin gets assassinated like a couple of months later, a year later, by a far-right Likud party member. And who takes power? Benjamin Netanyahu. Once Benjamin Netanyahu takes power, he's been caught on video saying, oh yeah, I sabotaged all the Oslo Accords. They're never going to have a two-state solution.
Where's that video at?
He's in the West Bank, right?
No, show me the video and I believe you, bro.
Okay, let me get the link right now.
I've never seen that video.
Wow, okay.
The other day, in good faith,
he got the video though.
We have five.
And then the next day,
two-state solutions.
Tatum's getting cooked, bro. Oh my god. It's cooked. Myron say, I'm about to give me the link right now, bro. And that's what I'm like. Tatum don't believe. It's almost like Tatum is in a whole nother world. It's like you're so fixated on Israel, and it's like you're so obsessed with Israel. Half of the stuff that's coming out of Myron's mouth, Brandon Tatum can't even believe. That is crazy, guys. Towing the company line. Yep. I agree. No need to name call people though. Who was name calling? Who was name calling, man? Come on, y'all. We can't be doing that in the chat, guys. Let's be respectful.
Rabin gets a sack.
Let's be respectful, guys. I didn't mean to name call. Right over bro head. Hey guys, come on, y'all. Let's be respectful in the chat, guys. Come on, man. Hit the like button though. I would appreciate that if you guys hit the like button. If you guys are enjoying the chat, if you guys are enjoying the live stream, if you guys agree with Myron, put a 1 in the chat. If you guys agree with Brandon Tatum, put a 2 in the chat.
assassinated like a couple of months later, a year later, by a far-right Likud party member. And who takes power? Benjamin Netanyahu. Once Benjamin Netanyahu takes power, he's been caught on video saying, "Oh yeah, I sabotaged all of
Somebody like his chicken to be spit on.
Where's that video?
Come on,
he's
bro.
in the West Bank, right?
No, show me the video and I believe you, bro.
Okay, let me get the link right now.
I've never seen that video. Just the other day, he, in good faith, he agreed to a peace agreement.
Squid Man say
we
3.
have
Come on,
five,
man.
And then
we have five two-state solutions
and then
proposed.
the next day, he did a broadcast in Hebrew saying like, "Hey, I'm just feigning diplomacy."
If you can say whatever you want, but the agreement is the agreement that he signed off on, and other Arab.
But he lied.
So he can say whatever he wants. He signed the agreement.
Well,
but he lied.
Also,
he's gonna go back on the agreement.
It just says, "Oh yeah, we're gonna work towards Palestinians' right of self-determination."
So this is Officer Tatum's logic, guys. Correct me if I'm wrong here, okay? But this is Officer Tatum's logic. Oh, okay. So he's basically saying that Benjamin Netanyahu agreed to this deal, and it's agreed upon on paper, correct? But Myron is saying that when he was in the West Bank, he basically said that he only did that signing for diplomacy. So it was all for show. You see what I'm saying? So my thing is this, right? If you're the child's father, right? Does that mean you're gonna be in the child's life all because you signed the birth certificate? Oh, it's on paper, so I'm the child's dad because it's on paper. Okay, but you don't take care of the kid. You don't do anything for the child. You see what I'm saying? So you're basically saying that you're telling your homeboy, yeah, I signed that birth certificate, but I ain't taking care of that fucking kid. That ain't my baby. That ain't my baby. That ain't my kid. That's his logic. It is honestly dumb. It's honestly dumb as hell. So you don't think people can renege on their promises? You don't think people can lie? That's basically what he's saying. You don't believe in people lying, especially somebody like Benjamin Netanyahu. Before October 7th, they were going to lock this man's up. This man was going to be locked up for political sabotage or whatever the hell. But like I said, Brandon Tatum, he like his chicken spat on.
We're gonna
This
work
dude
towards
is crazy,
it.
man.
The Israelis always use this language, this BS language.
Myron, it said specifically, if they give up their arms, they have asylum. They're allowing, which is I think is insane. They're allowing Hamas soldiers to have asylum in Gaza if they give up their arms.
Hit that like button, guys. I will really appreciate
that IDF would withdraw, and they have a phase-by-phase withdrawal that they agreed to.
Okay.
And they said that they would give back 1,000 prisoners or something to Gaza. They would hand them over. It's all a part of the agreement. We signed off on it. Israel signed off on it. Other Arab nations signed off on it as an agreement that we will all come together and help rebuild Gaza, which I don't want to do, which I think that Israel would want to do. But that was a part of the agreement that Netanyahu signed off on. There was 5 two-state solutions that were proposed. Subjectively,
what type of person says that though, man? Like, this dude swear he's a Christian. He swear up and down he's a Christian, but you just said out your own mouth that you don't want Gaza to be rebuilt. I don't think I can take this much more, guys. I think I'm gonna just have to give you guys like 10 more minutes.
Show me a proposal.
This dude is retarded, man. And Myron is just basically cooking him, and he don't know anything.
Proposal that they were willing to accept ever.
So
you don't want to.
Because here's the thing, what Hamas wants is a permanent withdrawal of the IDF, right? To
hit
leave
that like button,
and
guys.
end the ceasefire and the ceasefire
and subscribe
permanent, like have a permanent ceasefire. The Israelis
they
don't want
can't
to
be in control.
That's fine. They don't give a shit about being in control.
They do care. The leader of Hamas said we will never surrender. They said Hamas is a part of the fabric of society in Gaza.
They said they'll never surrender, as in like they're not going to stop fighting for sovereignty. But what they're saying,
he said that Hamas is a part of society.
I watched the interview.
Gaza.
He literally said we would step down as the leadership.
So
we're fine with that.
He did? No. Are you saying that he didn't say that Hamas is a part of the fabric of society in Gaza?
He's talking about Palestinians and the Palestinian culture. But what he means by that is, yes, we will step down politically, right? But they want a permanent ceasefire, right? And then a withdrawal of the IDF. But the Israelis don't want to do that. They want to continuously occupy Gaza. No, they're not. They're not pulling out.
Said, what would you do?
They're not.
I already said what I do.
They're just pulling back the troops.
Leave everybody alone.
They're going to stay in
and whoever attacks first, that's the person who's gonna be the bad guy. Like at this point, I would want everybody to just stop occupying everything. Like if this is their land, okay, let them have it. You have everything you need over here. They have everything they need. And look, if anybody do any type of missile strikes or anything like that, it's gonna be reported as you guys attacked this country. And I mean, if that country decides to retaliate, which I'm pretty sure they are, then that's on them. That's my point.
They're still occupied. And then here's the other thing too. The Israelis
military.
can't be trusted, dude. The Israelis bombed Qatar 2 weeks ago. You can't trust these guys.
America did America approve that?
That's my point. Hit that like button and subscribe, guys.
And this is what I'm trying to say. This is what I'm trying to say.
America tells
Netanyahu.
America tells Netanyahu, turn them jets around when they were headed to Iran and land them. And what did Netanyahu do? He did exactly what Trump told him to do. He told Netanyahu, apologize for bombing in Doha. And Netanyahu apologized for bombing in Doha.
He shouldn't even have done it. Like, that's what I'm trying to say. They should be listening to everything. We have the biggest military base there, right? They went ahead and they did a sneak attack trying to kill the Hamas leadership. They failed, made us look stupid, created a whole bunch of problems in the Gulf. Now Qatar, and they're the middlemen. They're the ones that are supposed to negotiate this stuff.
Qatar is not a friend. Qatar is not a middleman. They're not a true middleman.
We have the biggest military base there.
They're
a huge ally of ours. Huge.
I doubt that they're a huge benefactor ally of ours. We just have a military base there.
The biggest military base in the region.
They literally have Hamas terrorists stand in Qatar.
Here's the thing.
That's why they got bombed in Doha, because they got terrorists there.
Okay.
What are these terrorists doing in Qatar?
Well, by that logic, the IDF needs to get bombed too, because IDF is a terrorist organization as well.
No, they're not. According
they're 100%
according to the definition of terrorists.
They illegally occupy land. They kill people every single day. They kill kids every single day.
They kill civilians.
So that means America is
we should be supporting them.
Terrorists too.
We should not be supporting
American
them.
military is terrorists too. Right?
No, we should not be supporting them.
No. America military, according to your definition, are also terrorists as well.
We've done some bullshit.
Technically,
we should never went to the Middle East.
Technically,
we killed 400,000.
Technically,
so
we shouldn't have been there.
Are we a terrorist organization too?
We have done terrorist acts.
No, Myron, answer the question.
No, we're not. We're not. But we did do some bullshit.
Are we doing the same thing?
I disagree with that. America has done some shady shit.
There's a reason why.
Our CIA kills people.
Of course.
Our military kills.
Of course.
3.8
Hiroshima.
million people.
I'm not gonna say
Japan.
The Japanese wasn't an enemy of ours. But that was pretty catastrophic, guys, if you ask me. I mean, definitely people who were just going to work, women and children. I mean, them people literally got atomized. So, I mean, if y'all don't call that a terrorist act, I mean, I'm not going to sit up here and, like I said before, not going to sit up here and say that the Japanese wasn't an enemy during that time. But, I mean, let's be honest, bro. Hiroshima was crazy.
Killed 400,000 people in Iraq. We occupied Iraq, Afghanistan, and that region pretty much for 20 years.
Yeah, but why?
We have done far worse than what the IDF has done.
No, but why?
Because
we have.
Because I'm gonna answer this for you, Telmood, because I already know you're gonna get this wrong. Because we have gotten intel, majority of that intel and that intelligence, quote unquote, came from Israel, saying that Iran and other countries in the Middle East had weapons of mass destruction, which is why we have been occupying some of these countries in the Middle East. I would say majority of them.
We have war-hungry people that live in our country.
Who are the war-hungry people that live in our country?
Our presidents, vice president, our
their
military
donors,
personnel.
Their donors, or what?
That's who control them.
You can add the Zionist component to it if you want to.
That's a huge component.
That's who control them.
The entire war on terror was basically destabilizing the Middle East for the benefit of Israel.
No, America. Man, Israel is the size of a pinky finger, dude. It's not.
It's the size of New Jersey. Which is why it's so concerning.
That's the thing. That's the Hezbollah right there. We get no benefit. We get no benefit from the bullshit that we're doing in the Middle East. The thing is this. We go to war in these Middle Eastern countries.
Hit that like button,
Israel.
guys. I really do appreciate you guys.
Stick
it with me this late. Jeez, Louise.
Every infrastructure point,
we had 60 likes.
Media, the government, big tech,
I appreciate
etc.
that,
They have an
guys.
enormous amount of power in the United States and influence, and they use
I
said
appreciate
influence and
that a
power
lot.
to wage a foreign policy that benefits Israel. This is the
did,
problem.
No, you're saying that America did all of that, foregoing the benefit of America, foregoing the safety of America and stability of our reputation just for Israel.
Yes.
That's insane.
That is the truth.
Let me put it.
Let me just say it like this: Jews have too much fucking power in the United States, and it's a
What
problem.
Jews? Which Jews?
The neocons, the tech moguls,
The
the people that run
oligarchy,
these finance
man, the
companies,
lobbyists.
etc. How is it that we have a lobbying group, right? AIPAC. They don't have to register in the FARA at all.
Because they're American citizens.
But they're lobbying on behalf of a foreign government.
Right.
And we have other lobbies on behalf of foreign governments.
How is it?
We have other lobbies on behalf of foreign governments.
And they have to register.
And
they have to register.
They're not registered as FARA.
No. They have to register.
No, we do. You want to fact check right on the spot.
They have to register.
Fact check right on the spot. No, they don't.
We have to register.
No, we don't. Listen.
The Chinese, Qatar, all these guys, they're not.
They have to register, man.
If you're Americans lobbying on behalf of interest and relations between America and a foreign country, you don't have to register as FARA. There are more than just the Jewish Israeli lobby in America of American citizens.
I agree with that. There's a Chinese lobby, Ukrainian lobby. I'll give him that.
A country, you have to register as FARA.
Okay.
We see that Israel registers FARA when they influence things in America.
So Brandon, you don't think the Israelis control our foreign policy?
No, they don't control our foreign policy. They lobby on behalf of foreign policy. They do have some control, but they don't control it completely.
You don't think they have a ridiculous amount of say? We've given them billions upon billions of
both
dollars
sides,
the past year.
No, let's put it in perspective, Myron. Who gives more money, FARA or not? Qatar or Israel?
Israel gives more money.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do, and I'll tell you why. Because private donors don't have to. Myron Mandelson gave Trump $100 million this last year. And she just one donor.
Elon Musk gave him $250 million.
Sure. But what I'm trying to say is
doubled what she gave.
Sure. But what I'm trying to say is that we have a bunch of donors that give money, right? Wink, wink, hudge, hudge, to congressmen, to senators, etc. Help them, etc. That none of that gets. A lot of times that stuff doesn't get
Peter
reported.
Thiel with JD Vance.
Hold on. Let's go
they
back
gotta
to
use
the
the AIPAC tracker to find it.
Let's go back to fact base.
Yeah.
When you go to FARA, Israel is registered FARA. Qatar, China, Japan, Saudi Arabia, all of them. China, Japan, Saudi Arabia. Did I say Qatar? They all give more money.
Niggas say, did I say Qatar?
And FARA registered Israeli donations or Israeli lobby. They give far more money.
Okay.
They give twice as much, 20 times as much money as Israel is putting into our.
Do we have congressmen showing up in Chinese uniforms? Do we
Nope.
have anti-Saudi Arabian laws in place to deport college students? Do we have mass censorship for anyone that's critical of Qatar? No,
Nope.
dude. These guys run our country, and to not admit that is absolutely nuts.
Myron, do we not have laws against what they call it, Islamophobia? Did we not just run through a gamut after September 11th?
There you happy?
Islamophobia? You can't say nothing about the Quran in America. Burn the Quran and see what happened to you in America.
You absolutely can. Muslims get shit on all day. Muslims get shit on all day.
And so do the Jews.
Well, hold on. Here's the difference, though.
But they get canceled, though, if you do that.
Jews ain't getting ate up right now.
No, they are.
But you
wanna
get
know why?
canceled,
because
though.
They're committing a genocide right now, and this is the first time that people are seeing where their tax dollars are going.
What about the Christians that are murdered? What about the Christians that are murdered and the Jews that are murdered in Syria? What about the terrorist activity that go on a day-to-day basis?
Let's talk about the Jews that don't like the Christians in Israel.
We weren't giving Bashar al-Assad billions of dollars a year to kill Druze and Christians, but we give the Israelis billions of dollars a year, and they're doing a whole bunch of bullshit with our tax dollars. How is it
you say
that Israelis?
You say that both are doing it? If you want to say Israel is doing it, can't you say that the Islamic organizations are doing the same thing? Hezbollah and all these other terrorist organizations, are they doing the same thing?
Yeah, and these organizations were created because of Israel. Hezbollah was created because Israel invaded Lebanon in 1982. Yes. Like, here's the thing.
This is what you're saying. It's a difference between being.
He's giving him dates, though, man. This dude still is laughing.
As a result of something. It's a big difference.
What I'm saying is this.
You're acting as Israel created Hezbollah intentionally.
Okay. Israel has created all the conflicts in the Middle East. Okay? They've created a lot of problems that we've had to come in.
I mean, we created Al-Qaeda.
And or get involved in wars because of them. Or we suffer terrorist attacks because of them. If you look at Bin Laden's letter. Bin Laden wrote a letter to you. That's actually a big reason why they want to ban TikTok, by the way. There was a letter that went viral back in November of 2023. A letter to America. In that letter, Bin Laden wrote out line by line his issues and grievances with the United States. Obviously, this letter was banned everywhere back in 2002, but it resurfaced in 2023. And this letter, a big part of it, his issue was our support of Israel. Our support of Israel is what infuriates the Muslim world because we're killing Muslims all the time. We're funding the Israelis to kill Muslims all the time.
My mom was born in Chicago. I hope it gets.
Look at this. Let's put this in perspective, Myron.
What they say?
And we don't have anti-Islam laws.
I hope it gets healed from the libtard lunacy. Yeah,
we do. Well, first of all, we have hate crimes and we have laws against discrimination and hate based on your religious affiliation. You can't go somewhere and burn a Quran and you're going to get in trouble.
You could protest. You could be a college. Okay, here's the difference. I could go ahead and be a college student, right? Let's say I have an F1 visa, and I burn a Quran and say, yo, Islam is terrible, these guys are awful, nothing's going to happen to me. But if I'm a college student and I burn a Talmud, or I say, yo, Israel's an apartheid ethno-state where they're committing a genocide, I might get deported.
He said Talmud.
Show me somebody burning the Quran. Show me somebody burning the Quran.
They're not going to get deported is my point.
No. You ain't never seen nobody burn a Quran. Have you? No, you haven't.
I see people burn Qurans all the time.
No, you ain't never seen nobody on college campus.
People do it on X. People do it on the internet.
No. You on college? We're talking about college campus. You show me on college campus where somebody's burning the Quran, mocking Muhammad, and saying death to, or saying that from a statement that's similar to "from the river to the sea" when it comes to.
But see, that's the problem right there. We don't say this about them, but they say it about us. They say death to America all the time. You see what I'm saying? They say all this stuff all the time when it comes to America. So that's what I'm saying, guys. I don't like when I don't take threats lightly. And when it comes to Hezbollah, the Houthis, and Hamas, and all of these terrorist groups, they do tend to threat America a lot, guys. But is it coming from our aid to Israel? More than likely, yes.
When it comes to Muslims, you would never hear,
hit that like button, guys.
If you saw
hit that like button.
Do nothing, then I agree with
Subscribe
you. But let's talk
to
about
it.
Here's the I'm not going to get deported for burning a Quran if I was a F1 student visa. But if I'm doing something and I'm being critical of Israel, I will get deported.
How can you make that comparison when you ain't never seen somebody burn a Quran on
Mahmoud Khalil is getting deported right now for being critical of Israel.
No, not critical. Organizing a group that's counter to American interests, and also they're saying they want to overthrow Western civilization. He's not just saying he's critical of it. There's a lot of people that are critical of Israel, obviously.
How about the girl? How about the girl up at Tufts? Let's go ahead.
Organizing a group.
How about the girl at Tufts that got deported or getting deported because she wrote an op-ed talking about boycotting Israel? They're deporting her.
Are you talking about the girl that came on to that anti-American?
No, she's from Tufts. She was up in Somerville, Boston, Massachusetts area. She got arrested by ICE. There's plenty of them like that. The point I'm trying to make is that Israel has a ridiculous amount of influence in our government to the point where if college students criticize them, which is their First Amendment right, by the way.
It's not criticism. It's when you're saying from the river to the sea. When you're saying that
this girl didn't say the river to the sea.
Accosting people on campus.
This girl got deported for literally writing an op-ed talking about boycotting Israel. That's crazy.
I gotta look into that. I cannot validate that.
It's the truth.
But what I'm saying is that on college campus.
Why is nobody fact checking?
And I'll give you the Netanyahu at the West Bank when he's just sabotaged Oslo Accords on purpose.
If you give it to me and it's authenticated, I'll make a video about it. So let's put this in perspective. These people are on campus.
Oh man, we gonna hold. Y'all heard that, man? Come out the horse's mouth. So if Myron show him the video, if Benjamin Netanyahu speaking in the West Bank saying how he just did that signing when it comes to, the peace treaty, I believe. If he gets this video, because I believe in the video, Benjamin Netanyahu said he just did this for diplomacy. And, he just basically did this so they would shut up. If Officer Tatum gets this video, he's going to do a video about it. Do you guys believe him? Do you guys believe him? Put a 1 in the chat for yes, 2 for no. 3 for hell no.
To kill Jews.
I'm putting a 3. I'm sorry.
From the river, what does from the river to the sea mean?
Saying Palestine will be free from the river to the sea.
What does that mean?
That does not mean killing all the Jews.
No. What does that mean? How they gonna be free from the river to the sea, where it's occupied by Jews right now?
No, they say Palestine will be free, which means Palestinians will have sovereignty. Now, some people want to interpret that as some people want to interpret that as some people want to interpret that as that's genocidal. But here's the thing: they're not even saying from the river to the sea. A lot of these students, they write op-eds and they're getting deported.
No. You're giving one example. Like, for instance, you're giving one example of a person writing an op-ed and you're claiming that they got deported. I need to look into it and figure out is there stuff behind it, because you just said the one guy's get deported because he disagreed with Israel. He coordinated. There's more. Hold on.
He was representing the students. There were Jews that were protesting with him. There were Jews that were protesting with him.
You're being disingenuous because
he went to Shabbat with these guys. He didn't hate Jews, Mahmoud Khalil.
You're being disingenuous because he also had issues with immigration informant. So he did not inform the government that he was a part of a foreign organization. And you have to disclose that if you have a student visa. He did not properly disclose that. That's one of the reasons why he got deported. The other one was conjuring up controversy on the university, saying death to America.
Okay, guys, we got over 60 likes, guys. I appreciate that.
Hit
that like button for me.
And also, there were
Jewish students with him.
They want to overthrow Western civilization.
There were Jewish students with him marching at Columbia.
It don't matter. Just because they're Jewish don't mean that they're not saying things that could be anti-Semitic, or that they're pushing from a river to the sea, or the fact that he did not disclose his foreign involvement with another government and he has a student visa.
Look, my argument here, because remember, this all started because I said that Jews have an undue level of influence in American politics. What I'm trying to explain here is that they are getting students deported for exercising the First Amendment because they don't like what they're saying.
We got a $5 super chat, guys, from Junior Marino. $5 say, let's get these super chats going. Salute, T.C.C. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm not no Dr. Umar type of guy. I'm not no, yeah, guys, PayPal, Cash App, merch store, and all of that dumb shit. So, I'm not really a person that really, like, begs for super chats and stuff like that. I don't really, like, sponsor myself like that, like these other YouTubers. But all of the super chats that I do get, guys, I really, really do appreciate it. How do you think I got good connection now? It's because of people like Junior Marino. So if you guys want this show to be higher production, I would really appreciate that super chat. But even though I don't really ask for it, I really do respect people who give out super chats, man, because it does help out the channel a lot. Yes, sir, man.
You don't have the First Amendment to the degree in which you can threaten people.
Yeah, we got another super chat by Junior Marino, man. Thanks a lot, man. Get your T.C.C. merch and support the Chicago broski. Yes, sir. This shirt, because I actually started a group in Chicago called the Chicago Patriots. We're honestly just trying to push conservative values in Chicago. We're trying to expose the victim mindset that blinds a lot of people in Chicago from opportunities, especially Black America. Just from the whole I'm Black, so I can't do it. And, you know, white people hate me and this, that, and the third. And I've met so many people in America, all around America, who are white, Hispanic, Asian. I'll be honest with you. The only color these people care about is green. That's the only color these people care about. So they don't really necessarily care about you being Black. If you're an established person, they'll do business with you. If you conduct yourself very well, if you speak articulately, you know, you'll make your way in life. Trust me. So, yeah, like the stream. Okay, we got a new beginner. I can't even pronounce that. I'm so sorry. It says, Steve Troger. I am so sorry, man, but I appreciate you becoming a member of the channel. I really do appreciate that, man. And shout out Junior Marino again, guys. This is also one of my shirts. If you guys can see, this is one of my Chicago Patriots shirts. I really do like this one because it's black and red, and you know, it's a different design, I should say. And I really do love it. If you guys want to see more shirts, just go to my channel and then go into my posts. It should be right there. But let's continue, guys. Let's finish strong But I really do appreciate those 2 super chats, and I do believe we have a member as well. So yeah, guys, big W for Junior Marino. And I'm just gonna call you Steve or Stev. I'm just gonna call you Stev, man. Stev Troger. Make ones Chirac Patriots. Oh man, come on, bro. Appreciate that. But yeah, guys, let's get some W's going, man. I do appreciate that.
You can say that you're going to overthrow the American government, or you're
Never
going to
said
somehow not disclose. You're going to. They said we want to overthrow Western civilization.
They never said that, dude. Come on,
They
man.
did say that.
That's not what they
Well,
said.
I'll put it up. I'll put it up and send it to you,
That's-
and you have to put it on your show.
That's not what it is, man. And here's the thing.
That's
Also,
what he said.
remember, political speech is the most protected, supposed to be the most protected form of speech in the United States,
Violence
according to
is
the
not
First
protected.
Amendment. According to the
Let's
First
get those
Amendment, right?
W's up,
Now,
guys. And hit that
violence
like
is
button
not
They
too
were
as
never
well. I know it's
they were
late.
never pushing violence.
I know it's
they got
late,
video
okay?
of these students
They were-
on campus.
they were
Jewish students trying to go through. They literally are fighting Jewish students and not
Okay.
allowing them to go through the campus.
Here's the thing.
They took over the Jewish hall and they wouldn't let Jews into the section. I mean, dude,
Here's the thing.
Come on, Myron.
You got to remember, there's different groups of protesters. There's a group.
Those
here,
are
there's a
white
group here,
liberals
etc.
doing that though.
He was representing a certain group of kids that were protesting. The point I'm trying to make
Those
here,
wasn't
the point I'm trying to make here, right?
Middle
besides
Easterns.
going into the details with
Those were
Khalil's
white
case, the
liberals
girl up
doing
in
that.
Somerville or whatever.
But okay.
The point I'm trying to make is that we are passing legislation that basically protects another country or criticism of another country. That is crazy to me. That is crazy to me.
We're
Bill
going
Nye
instrumental
got
with this one,
Claudine
gang.
Gay kicked
He
out
is so
as the
funny.
president of Harvard because he didn't feel like she went hard enough on protesters in Harvard. Like, dude, Jews run America and it's a problem. If you don't agree with me on this,
Myron,
that's fine. But
they don't
it's
run America. The biggest threat to America is these blue-head devils, these white liberals that are in America. That's the biggest threat to
No.
America.
Where do you
The
think
biggest
their
threat to
ideology
America-
come
the biggest threat
from?
to America-
Oh, their ideology comes from them boys. Who pushed the civil rights movement and funded the civil rights movement the most? Who pushes LGBT the most? Who pushes all of this crazy rhetoric in America the most when it comes to the left, Brandon Tatum? You never thought about that?
Is Jewish
Never
supremacy and Jewish control of our country. That is the biggest threat to America. And if
This
you don't
dude
see
is
that,
crazy, man.
I don't know what to say. The Jewish supremacy
supremacy
and Jewish control of our country is the biggest
the
threat to
crazy-
Oh, we got Junior
It's like
Marino
our
finally
crazy
becoming a
Islam
Chicago
is the
conservative
biggest threat to
member.
Anything that Jewish people can ever do.
Thanks for coming a member, Junior Marino. Hey, man, Junior Marino is a really, really big contributor to the show, man. I really do appreciate the super chats you be giving, man. Like, trust me, I will never forget you, man. I love you, brother. Like, and I really do appreciate you becoming a member. And I'm going to add you as a moderator as well. So you're going to be a manager moderator as well, man. Because you do contribute a lot to the show. Trust me, man. I don't forget anybody. And I try to do the best I can as well, guys, with the people in the chat. But, yeah. We got a new member, Junior Marino. But, yeah, guys, like I said before, he just said the Bluehead Devils, which I'll give him that point. Libtards and Democrats do ruin this country, but you got to remember where all of it started from. Now, I'm not saying it's people in Jewish hats doing all of the crazy, heinous acts and things like that, but let's be honest, they do fund them. I mean, look here in Illinois. J.B. Pritzker is literally Jewish. J.B. Pritzker is Jewish, man.
Okay, who runs Congress? Do Muslims run Congress? Who runs big tech?
Oh,
do Muslims
snap.
run
Congress?
do Muslims
Strapped and
Congress?
No, they
upgraded
don't.
to level
That's
1
why-
better.
No, Jews run Congress. Yes, absolutely.
No, they don't.
90% of them are funded by. Please.
Okay, let me give you an example.
Thanks,
Myron, of what you're
Trev,
saying.
man. I
It's
appreciate
Byron-
that,
it's
brother.
Byron Donalds. Since
Hit
he's
that
supported
like
by
button
APEC,
for
Byron Donalds
Strev,
controlled by
guys.
APEC.
We got
Yes.
2 new members, guys.
Yes.
Okay, let me just tell you how
Definitely.
silly.
And this is a late live stream, guys. This is a fairly late live. And we didn't really have no more than over like 50 viewers all day. So this is a really strong 20 viewers that I got, bro. I really do appreciate that, guys. We got over 50 likes. Have you seen television? Dude, don't remind me, okay? Please don't remind me. Please don't remind me. Overtime is paying off. WTCC. Yes, sir. I actually got work in the morning, guys. I gotta be there at 7:30, so I need to go to sleep soon. So yeah, hit that like button and subscribe for me staying up for you guys.
What you're saying is,
He's in
how much
Florida.
money did they give Byron? How much money did they give Byron Donalds? APEC.
I can look it up if you want me to.
I already looked it up.
How many?
You want to know how much money?
How much?
40,000. I think they gave him $43,000.
It's quite a bit of
You
money.
know how much money he raised? $13 million. So what kind of impact do they have on Byron Donalds giving $40,000? That's a private jet from Texas back to Florida. That's not no real money. He got $13 million. They weren't even his biggest donor.
Okay.
By far.
I guarantee you, if we looked at his donors, because especially from he's here from Florida,
I looked at all his donors.
Some of those donors are probably going to be pro-Israel Zionist Jews.
No, his number one donor is also the number one donor of Marjorie Taylor Greene. It's a real estate agency or something that was his number one donor, and so is Marjorie Taylor Greene. They have the same donors. So AIPAC does not control them.
Okay, so you don't think Israeli influence is heavy in Congress?
No, Israeli influence or pro-Israeli policy is heavy in Congress.
That's a problem. That's a problem.
American citizens. See, this is the problem that people are saying. The reason that Israel is even connected to
I've been
America
on stream for
because we have
12
a
hours
lot
sometimes.
of people in America
Jeez.
that are Jewish. We have a lot of people that have dual affiliation. We have a spiritual affiliation, and we have a governmental
Only one pastor
affiliation
was spit
between the
on
two
during the
countries.
taping of
So
this episode.
This is why you have a lot of people in America who care about the best interests of
And I love
Israel.
how people are not letting up on that statement that Officer Tatum said, because it was an episode that he recorded, right? And he said that, oh, well, when I was in Tel Aviv, or when I was in Israel, it was only one time that there was a kid that had spit on somebody. And I'm like, dude, what the what? What do you mean? Like, just dumbass statement yet again. Oh snap! We got another $10 super chat from my boy Junior Marino. $10, man. W Junior in the chat. You're doing the Lord's work, and so am I, supporting the people standing in front of the rest. We need more soldiers like you standing up. I salute you, and I believe we need people's help. Yeah, man, for sure. I'll try to do the best I can, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I go up to City Hall and I give Brandon Johnson a piece of my mind. And I'm actually gonna be debating Adam Mockler, guys. He got like 1.6 million subscribers on YouTube, so he real big on the left side. But I'm actually gonna be debating him on Friday, guys. So give me some support, send me some luck. We got another $5 super chat from Strev, man. Thank guys, y'all are the MVPs today. This is a late live stream, guys. I really do appreciate this, man. And I'm not lying when I say I gotta be at work at 7:30 in the morning. I swear to Christ on that. So I do need to be taking my ass to bed. Even though I love doing this live stream stuff with you guys. But yeah, man, W Junior for the $10 super chat, man. I am trying to do the Lord's work as much as possible. Just trying to expose these damn demons out here that's controlling our inner cities. And I'm not just saying it's just the inner cities, guys. I know it's within our government as well. But like I said, I'm not going to be biased towards anything, guys. I'm going to call out both sides, whether it's Biden, whether it's Trump. I don't care. So, let's continue. Yeah, man. W Marino and W Straya for that $5 super chat, guys. So, wait, what the hell? We got another $10 super chat from Sherwood B. Gretty. Or B. Grady? I'm sorry. Mr. Hole, Myron versus Officer Tell. I love how you guys call him Officer Tell Mood. Please keep it up. I'm sorry. Let me read this over. Mr. Hole, Myron versus Officer Tell Mood debate. Hope you do a breakdown of this later. I really enjoy your channel. Yeah, I'm actually doing kind of a breakdown of it right now. I've been listening to this for like we're just gonna say over like a little bit over an hour and a half. But I'm just gonna be honest with you. Myron has been stating dates, he has been stating facts, and Officer Tatum, he's been on the defensive side when it comes to Israel. So I'm not gonna sit up here and say Officer Tatum didn't state any facts, but they were moot to his claims. They weren't really relevant to the topic at hand. And I'm just gonna be honest with you. It's just him basically sounding like a shield for Israel. So I'm not gonna give Officer Taylor any points in this. And he's honestly just not a good debater in my opinion. I know he's trying to come in good faith, but I did a poll on this earlier. Myron actually told him that Benjamin Netanyahu, well, on paper they say that he signed a peace treaty and a peace agreement when it comes to Israel and another country in the Middle East, and he was in the West Bank. I believe it was Gaza, or I'm not sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he went back on that deal, guys, and he said in the West Bank on video in Hebrew that he only did that for diplomacy. And Myron said that he's going to send him that video sooner than later. And if he do send him that video, then Officer Talmud will make a video on it. So, not I don't know if he's gonna do that or not, but guys, I really do want to start going live every single day, man, because I be seeing everybody go live like they be doing their thing every single day. So, guys, just please hit that like button if you guys like these live streams. I would really appreciate it. I'm trying to make it more high production, guys. I'm trying to give you guys the best content possible. So, just please work with me, guys. But let's just continue. But I appreciate all those super chats, though, man. W to the new. Oh, I don't think she's a member or Sherwood. Yeah, shout out to Sherwood for that $10 super chat, guys. But let's continue.
In the Israel-American policy. If you are saying this is all coming from Israel, I'll have a problem with it. The American people who are supporting and paying money into AIPAC are the ones who are making this decision. If you don't like what Americans think, then that's a different story.
You got a bunch of brainwashed evangelical Christians that read the Schofield Bible, and then you got
that's not true.
That are hardcore Zionists, and then you also got
the Bible is very clear that Christians.
And then you got dual allegiance. Then you got dual allegiance Zionist Jews that give a bunch of money and donate. Look, if you don't think that Israeli influence in our government is a problem, I guess that's your opinion. But I think it's a big problem because Qatar doesn't have nearly as much influence in America.
Do you think? No. Hold on. Do you think Qatari influence in our education system is a problem?
Oh, because they fund colleges?
Billions of dollars of them funding Ivy League
colleges.
True. We all know the crux of what's wrong with.
It's even alleged that Tucker Carlson even accepted money from Qatar. Now, we don't know if that's true or not, but I believe that Qatar definitely has influence on America.
America starts on a college campus. They give billions of dollars to universities and Ivy League schools.
That is true, though.
Is that a problem?
Okay, who runs the Ivy League schools? They're run by Jews.
There you go.
The majority of Ivy League schools are run by. Qatar, I think like 8 out of the 9 of the Ivy League schools are run by Jews, man.
Myron, I'm gonna give you a shirt that says all roads lead to Jewish land.
It's the truth,
bro. So why would a Jewish university?
See, and here's the thing, Brendan. They don't want you to know this. They don't want you to know this. When you connect all the dots, unfortunately, they have a ridiculous amount of influence and power in the United States, and this is a problem.
So you're saying that Jews?
This is a huge problem.
You saying the Jews run a university that takes billions from Qatar to preach and I guess lament to anti-Israeli propaganda?
Here's the thing, dude.
Is that what you're saying?
Here's a perfect example. Harvard, back in 2023, right? In 2024, kids were protesting all over the place. Pro-Palestine protests. Bill Ackman gets the head of Harvard fired, Claudine Gay, because he didn't like that she wasn't supporting Israel enough just because she didn't. She
could be misinformation, but I couldn't find too much. Maybe I need a VPN and more sources.
That's what I'm talking about when I say.
Is he the biggest? Who gives the most money to Harvard?
JR?
Him or Qatar?
I don't know.
I tell you right now, it's Qatar.
Okay.
Billions of dollars.
Okay, but how was Bill Ackman able?
Billions of dollars.
That's fine. Harvard has a huge list of donors or whatever. So that makes my point.
Y'all are spamming Officer Talmud. Matter of fact, just spam Officer Talmud in the chat. Why not?
Fired the president.
Why the hell not?
Or
I'm sorry.
List of donors.
Let me pause that for a second. Just spam Officer Talmud in the chat, guys, and hit that like button while you do it. This is the best 20 5+ viewers I've ever had in my life, guys. I'm not gonna lie. It's late, but it's nice though. I love it though.
I guess, lament to uh, anti-Israeli propaganda.
Here's the thing, dude.
Is that what you said?
Here's a perfect example. Harvard, back in 2023, right? In 2024, kids were protesting all over the place. Pro-Palestine protests. Bill Ackman gets the head of Harvard fired, Claudine Gay, because he didn't like that she wasn't supporting Israel enough just because she allowed the students to protest.
Fired? How did he get her fired?
He complained to Harvard. He's a huge donor. Enormous amount of influence. This is
There
what I'm
you
talking
go.
about when I
Is
say
he the biggest? No,
There
is
you
he
go.
the biggest? Who gives the most money to Harvard? Him or Qatar?
I don't know.
I'll tell you right
That's
now.
just
it's
one
Qatar.
person out of
Billions
many.
Okay, but how was Bill Ackman able?
China.
Okay,
Billions of dollars.
that's fine. Harvard has a huge list of donors or whatever.
Why are you
that makes
comparing
my-
whole ass countries to one person, bro? You think this is just one person funding all of the Ivy League schools? Come on, Telmood. Use your brain, buddy. Qatar, China. Like, bro, these are countries you naming. Myron is naming one person.
even stronger then. Bill Ackman doesn't even give as much money, but he was able to get the president fired.
Who fired the president?
Or probably the board. These schools all have a board.
So
but
what
he got
you're
her
saying,
fired.
Myron, here's the problem with what you said.
The head of Harvard.
Here's the problem with what you're saying.
Okay.
You are attaching ill intent and malice to everything that a Jewish person does.
He said why he fired her.
Why can't she just
It's
be
not ill intent though. It's facts. It just so happened to lead back to somebody who has Israeli or Jewish connection.
Why does it have to be one guy that happened to be Jewish?
Okay.
He didn't say it was one guy. That just happens to be one guy in Harvard.
He was pissed
This
off.
dude is not listening,
Harvard
bro.
wasn't doing. She was the president of Harvard.
Was he the only one?
He's not
Him and
listening.
The
other-
at
only one
all.
mad at what she did.
He's not
and
listening.
the Jewish organizations, right?
One Punch Man.
alumni,
There you go.
Basically threatened to withhold donation money and threatened to stop supporting Harvard if she stayed as president, and they got her
Do
fired.
they have a right to do that? Do they have a right to do that?
Okay, you're taking
And
away from my point.
They did it only because they're Jews.
Yes, pretty much, yeah. That's why, because they didn't like the fact that she allowed these protests to happen in Harvard
She
that were
allowed
anti-Israel.
anti-Semitism to run rampant on the campus.
The students, a lot of them
and
Jewish,
Jews
by the
who
way.
support them.
A lot of students were
Okay,
Jewish, by the
guys,
way.
we almost
were
at
protesting
40
against the
viewers,
genocide
guys. Hit
back
that
then,
like button
and
for
then
me.
they
We
didn't
doing
feel like
it
she was
late
doing enough
tonight.
to curb the anti-Semitism because they got rid of her. If that
Myron,
doesn't show influence, the point of
Myron,
this discussion here is
she
for
didn't
me to
get
say
in
that they have
trouble
undue
until
influence.
She didn't get in trouble until there was people getting bludgeoned on campus.
Hit that like and subscribe
in
button,
front
guys.
of
I
the
really do
world.
appreciate it.
Bruh.
It became a violent.
Like I said, guys, I started a new group called the Chicago Patriots. If you guys actually want to join the group, we do have a Facebook group. I put it in my post under YouTube. So if you guys want to check that out, the link will be under there. And you guys can just request to join. And I believe we'll just accept you from there. But yeah, guys, I started that group and we will be going up to City Hall. I believe the next date is October 14th, but don't quote me on that because they're always changing stuff up. So don't quote me on that just yet, guys. Oh snap. Junior with another $5, man. Jeez Louise. Look, we gonna upgrade the studio messing with Mr. Junior there. The studio will be upgraded thanks to this guy. So I really do appreciate Junior with that another $5, man. I love you, brother, man. I appreciate that. Go to the link under Facebook. I got it under my page. It's a link that I got under for the Chicago Patriots, man. Join the group, man. I really do appreciate that. It don't really matter if you guys are from Chicago or not. If you guys are outside of Chicago, all the support matters, guys. So I really do appreciate that. And yeah, hit that like button, guys, and subscribe if you're new. Yes, sir, man. Yeah, man. Junior loves us, man, for sure. And we love him too, guys.
Viral. It became a national story. Donald Trump spoke about it. We had congressional hearings on it. Jewish students on campus were getting accosted. This is when it started to unravel.
It was protesting, right?
It's not protest, it's rioting. They literally had police come and shut these riots down. Myron?
Again,
police on campus arresting people.
The point I'm trying to make here is No other country has this level of influence
It's
where we
not-
can get presidents kicked out of Ivy
That's
League
not
schools.
a country.
We can go ahead and
That
pay
is-
congressmen off. We can go ahead and put laws in place for a
Myron.
foreign country. They don't have to
Myron,
register
that's
under
not on
AIPAC.
behalf of Israel. That's on behalf of Jews.
No, it's on, the protests were strictly because of what was going on
No.
with
But they
Israel
were
Palestine. That's why they
were
protested.
pushing anti-Semitism against students on campus.
No, they weren't.
Who have nothing to do with
it was,
Israel.
it was protests against what's going on in
But
Gaza.
they were targeting Jewish students on
Okay,
campus.
let's ask this. Prior to 2023, did anyone say anything or criticize Jews or Zionism or any of that stuff? Prior to 2023, October 7th.
I would say yes, but I don't know.
Okay,
I wasn't involved
so
in that.
it wasn't. That's fine.
Probably.
Because I've been talking about this topic before it became hot
Oh.
for people to talk about.
Guys, we got another $5 super chat from Strev. My man, another channel. Don't go to the way of Talmud. I see gum. $5 pack. I'm going. Wait, what? My man, another channel. Don't go to the way of Talmud. I see gum. $5 pack. I'm going. Nah, it's not a. Well, I don't know if you're referring to the page on Facebook, but yeah, it's just a Chicago Patriots group. It's not like a no, it ain't nothing like that. I only got one page, bro, and it's the YouTube page, right? The Chicago. I'm on X, but that's I just use my X to react to a few videos as well. I'm on X like every now and then. Hit subscribe, and follow me on X too, man. Why not? That turn shot red. Why the hell not? Okay, guys. But yeah, I really do appreciate that $5 Strev. Yeah, I will not be selling $5 gum. And I'm, and this is just to show support to the cause, guys. I'm not like coming out with a new shirt every fucking day like Officer Talmud.
Prior to October 7th, no one even knew what Zionism was. No one cared. No one talked about
Oh
it.
yeah,
because you would
guys.
get
Sorry
banned
if you are coming in new. I'm sorry about that, but I will be debating Adam Mockler. Do your research on him. He's been on CNN. He debated Scott Jennings, who absolutely cooked him, and I think he did a sit down with Chris Cuomo as well. So I'll be debating him on Friday. Yeah, guys. So I'll be debating Adam Mockler on Friday. You know what I'm saying? And we got another $5 from Casey. And it says, buy a fern for the office. Buy a fern for the office. Okay, why not? Okay, I'll look into that. I'll see if I can buy a fern. Thanks for the $5, man. I appreciate that, Casey. Casey. And we have another. Man, y'all going crazy with the super chats today. Jesus Christ. Y'all are going absolutely bonkers. If you support Israel, I'll give much more. If you support Israel, I'll give much more. Oh my goodness, man. Okay, buddy. This Friday. No, I'm sorry. Next Friday, guys. I'm sorry. Did I say this Friday? I meant next Friday. Sorry. I meant next Friday. Oh man, we got another $5 super chat from Junior. Man, Jesus Christ. Fern LL, let's keep them going, broski. Yeah, need that fiber optic. Salute. Oh man. Jesus Christ, man. Thanks, Junior. Man, I appreciate that $5. This dude is crazy. Oh man, you say Fern, let's keep them going. That's so funny. Jesus Christ, man. I think we have another $10 super chat. Jesus Christ, man. Y'all are going crazy with the super chats today. I really do appreciate that. Do you guys want me to just start going live every single day? Cause I think you guys enjoy this. I don't ask for super chats at all. By the way, I don't do that shit. I don't do no, Cash App, PayPal, and all that fucking Dr. Umar shit. But Ahub Horton with the $10 say Tatum is paid off. He got Netanyahu way too easy. Bro noticed all Zionists lie and scream anti-Semitism to logic. Also, most of these powerful Jews happen to be friends with Netanyahu. Of course, by the way, South Side up. Oh yeah, man, you already know, buddy. You from the South Side too? And you're a part of the awakening? Oh Lord, man. Y'all gotta give a W to Horton in the chat, guys. And yeah, absolutely. We were talking about Tom Alexandrovich. He's the leader of the cybersecurity intelligence when it comes to Israel. That's Benjamin Netanyahu's right hand man, and he's fairly wealthy as well, guys. And he, like I said earlier, was caught in the sexting operation along with 7 other individuals. And when he was questioned by the Trump administration, they just let this guy go back. And that is very, very fishy to me. And that really had my antennas up. Well, really, the dancing Israelis and all that stuff, USS Liberty, and, the stolen uranium that the Israelis, stole during the JFK administration before he got clipped, obviously. Sniped, which is also a Mossad tactic, but I'm not going to get into that as well. But yeah, guys, thank you for that $10, bro. I appreciate that a lot. Damn, we got another $5, guys. Y'all gotta slow down. I want to finish this live stream. Jesus Christ! But I can't just not read out the super chats because I don't really ask for them. But when I do get them, I'm not about to be, I have to be appreciative. So, Casey with a $5 say, "We just like you, homie. Talk about anything." Hey, man, y'all put down what y'all want to talk about in the chat. Then, hey, I appreciate. I talk honestly. I will talk about anything. I'll be getting into the fourth dimension too, guys. But I don't want to be one of those crazy guys just writing on all the walls and shit. And y'all gonna find me in a tunnel somewhere under the boardwalk in Atlantic City, just writing signs and shit. It's about the fourth dimension. I saw it. I saw the. Oh Lord, it's funny, man. But yeah, it's really interesting though. I've been looking up tesseracts and stuff like. I don't know. I'm just a stupid nerd, guys. But oh shoot, we have another $10 super chat from Strev. Yo, the more live streams, the better. Get some of your peoples up in here. Oh yeah, of course. I do panels all the time, Strev. I do panels every Sunday. So if you want to email me, like I said, guys, my email and all of that stuff is in my bio. So if you guys want to join the live streams, if you guys want to join the panels on Sunday, if you guys are from Chicago and want to give your input on how you feel the mayor is doing as far as Pinhead fucking Johnson, dumbass shitface Johnson, join the show. I'm not one of these people that's gonna, oh well, you have to have this qualification. Everybody knows I'm cool. I'm not one of those type of guys that just think I'm better than everybody. You can't join the show because I'm here and you're there. No. I put anybody on the show, literally. I'll put a crackhead on this damn show if he can critique Brandon Johnson articulately, guys. I'll literally do it. Okay, I'm not joking on that. We got another $5 super chat. Hey man, don't make this a battle, bro. Come on, Junior. Talking about, talking about, talking about Stam just showing off now. Come on, man, dude. Jeez Louise. I don't think he's showing off. He's new, I believe, though. I think he's new. So I think he's just enjoying the content. But I appreciate that a lot, man. Shout out Junior with another $5. Thank you so much, brother. You are the man. I might just have to make you my manager. If you from Chicago or something, man, you might have to do it. Like, well, I think I made you a moderator already though. So you can moderate and manage my chat for sure. But yeah, guys, I appreciate that $5. And then we got another $5 from Casey. Ryback. Okay, how many Polish people in Chicago you know? Go buy some legit kielbasa? I've never had any of that. I don't know any Polish people in Chicago. I'm sorry to say that. I know some Italians. I know like some. I know a few Asians at this rice spot. But if you can introduce me, I mean, I'm always willing to try new things, guys. And I even have Jewish friends. Like I don't have hatred in my heart towards anybody, but if these people are having influence on our government, I'm definitely calling that shit out. But even my friends that are Jewish call the shit out. So it's like, hey, what the hell? But yeah, guys, it's sausage. Okay. Alrighty. Diddy oil. Oh my gosh. All right, guys, we finally got through the super chats. Jesus Christ. Let's try to finish this out.
About Israel, Jewish power, any of this stuff, you'd get banned. Then after October 7th happened, and people saw in 4
Not
days
at
kids
all.
getting blown up and killed every single day by the Israeli government.
Just the kids?
Yes, but the majority of people that have died have been kids.
How is that possible?
Bro, 83% of the people that have died in Gaza are children and
According
innocent
to who?
civilians.
According to who?
Half
According
of
to
the
the
population
IDF's
are
own
women and
stats and
children.
No, they're 80%
83%.
Brother, 80,
No, 83% are civilians.
Oh, yeah, you said civilians, but you said kids at
Okay,
first.
over 50% of Gaza is children. Okay? So, over 50% under the age of 18. And they were getting blown up and killed. But let me go back to my point, because you're
Wait.
distracted.
Your math is not mathing. Your math is not mathing. You're saying just because 50% of the population is kids, you're assuming that 50%
Women
of all
and
people that got killed
kids.
are children.
Women and
No.
kids. Women and kids. He didn't say 50% of the population was kids. 50% of the population of Gaza is women and children.
Oh, I said 50% of the population, over 50%, around 50% of the population in Gaza are children. Then I said
Wait. Define children.
under the
From
age of 18.
what the,
Under the age of 18.
17 and under. Okay.
Okay, so we're talking about half the population, right? Now,
Okay.
of the people, that was just the kids. That's not including the adults that are innocent, everything else like that. Of the people that were killed so far in Gaza, 83%, this comes from internal Israeli documents, by the way, 83% have been civilians. And a lot of them are kids.
Yes.
And then on top of that, we have doctors that have testified that said almost all the people that came in to see that I saw were
Doctors have testified. Israeli intelligence have confirmed this, and all Officer Talmud can do is smile. All this dude can do is smile. This is pathetic, man. Come on, dude. You gotta be better than this. How about you just debate him, dude? Stop smiling and doing all this and just say something credible. Instead of saying, oh, you just saying the Jews did it, and that's nothing, Myron. Like, that's not what he's saying. He's giving you facts. This dude is literally not listening at all.
children that died.
Doctors in Gaza
They're
are
American,
telling you the truth.
American, British,
How
Australian,
would
Said Israeli.
from all over the
How
place.
would most of them be kids? You saying that kids are just in the buildings by themselves? Kids are just walking the streets
Hit
by
that
themselves
like button
and get blown
too,
up?
guys, and subscribe for
Myron,
me if
the
you
kids
can.
are with the
I
adults.
appreciate that.
So if kids, how would you say majority of these kids dying? If you blow up a building with people in it, is it just kids in the building or adults and children?
What I'm telling you is,
You act like they're just targeting kids, Myron. That's what I'm saying.
I'm saying they don't give a shit who they're targeting.
That's what I'm
How
saying,
you gonna
right.
target
They don't
adults
care
without
if it's
the kids?
kids.
How they gonna target Hamas without hitting civilians? And how you gonna hit civilians without hitting some kids?
They don't care.
If half of the
And that's precisely my point.
What
They
are
don't
they supposed
care.
to do, Myron, what are they supposed to do though?
Okay,
they
I'll tell you what they
target
could do.
Hamas?
No, here's the thing. Explain to me this then, Brandon. If they have the ability to run a 10-year-long beeper operation where they accurately and systematically killed a bunch of Hezbollah fighters using a very smart technique, by the way, I gave them credit for this. They had the bombs and beepers and walkie-talkies
Smartphones,
for 10 years.
yeah.
Then, in another operation, they were able to go ahead and get Mossad agents behind enemy lines and destroy Iran's air defenses before they did Operation Rising Lion. Where
That's
the
what
Air
I
Force
was just
came in and were
saying.
able to
They have United States military. They have our weaponry. Why can't they take out Hamas? If they can do underground bombings in less than an hour, and nothing happened as far as them just refueling in the air, I'm not saying the Israelis did that, the United States did that, but the Israelis have the same technology. They have the same weapons. And you guys just heard a clear example, and I remember this because I actually reported on this as well. Israelis, they rig beepers and smartphones and stuff like that, and I think Hamas stole them or something like that. And I mean, long story short, they ended up being rigged to explode, and they blew off Hamas's head. Now, I'm not gonna support any side of the war or anything like that, but that is a smart tactic. if I would want to get rid of my enemies, I would definitely do something like that. And no, I don't. I'm not gonna say this is the truth or not or a fact, but I do believe that no civilians was hurt during that operation. So correct me if I'm wrong, but they could strike Hamas if they really want to.
Destroy them and get air control. How are the Israelis able to do all these complex and sophisticated operations?
That's a good
right?
point.
With superior militaries, by the way, Hezbollah superior to the Hamas, and so is the IRG superior. How are they not able to replicate that to some degree?
Shit, even
against
Iran.
Hamas? I'll tell you why.
Iran is the biggest
because they want the land. They could have
in my
won it.
opinion.
No, Myron, what's the replication look like? What software, what beeper scenario do you think they can do against Hamas? When Hamas is holding citizens of Israel as hostages, and they try not to kill the hostages, and then Hamas is hiding behind. And then Hamas is hiding behind people.
Okay.
So how do they get to Hamas without some people being collateral? Which is
my
Hamas's
point is,
goal. That's Hamas's whole purpose.
Okay.
That the people get killed instead of them. Is that not true?
No. The point I'm trying to make to you here is because you're saying, oh, how should they have responded? I'm explaining to you that Israel has the capability with superior militaries.
Give me an example of what they should have done.
They did. Okay, I'll give you one. They were able to assassinate Ismail Haniyeh in Tehran, Iran. So they killed one of the chief negotiator of Hamas in a foreign country that they have problems with, and they were able to do it pretty accurately, and they killed him and his bodyguard. Tell me how
they've been taking out a lot of leaders lately.
Because he's not he's not in a school, he's not in a building, he's not in a mosque shooting rockets. He's not hiding behind his citizens.
The point I'm trying to make is that they have the ability to do precise strikes and assassinate the people that need to be done, that need to be assassinated, instead of bombing an entire area and killing kids all day.
Killing kids all day. Let's just say that the Hamas terrorists were all in the building with a bunch of people in it. What do you do then?
Send a special
That's
forces
how they operate. This is how Hamas operates.
Okay. Use a special forces unit. You guys were able to go ahead and do all these other intelligence operations.
Why do they gotta risk getting killed just to save Palestinians?
That's precisely my point, and that is the problem with the Israelis. They don't value Palestinian life, and that's fine. And you can tell from they don't. You just said it right now.
They'd kill all of them at this point if they didn't value Palestinian life. They'd kill all of them.
Because here's the thing. I'll tell you this. They're doing this warfare, etc.
This dude has no remorse in what he's saying.
And they've woken up the entire
support.
It's like he comes off like he just don't even care that kids is dying in Gaza. Like, what do you get off on that crap? You don't care that these kids are literally losing their life. Sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. I think my stream froze up. To my freezer froze the stream. Can you guys hear me? To my DBZ references are great. Dang it, man. Let's see. Can you guys hear me? I'm deaf. Shut up, Squid. Okay, guys, give me 1 second and I'll get back up. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. Yeah, I think definitely died. All right, guys, give me 1 second. Sorry about the inconvenience, guys. Give me like 3 more minutes. But I appreciate you guys indulging in the chat, and I really do appreciate this a lot, guys. Give me 1 minute. All right, guys, we are continuing now.
War will be over soon. They're not losing support from America.
No, they're gonna.
Well, put a one in the chat if you guys can hear it first, or better yet, hit the like button if you guys can hear.
Here's the thing. Why do you think that they're paying influencers $7,000 per post? Why do you think they bought TikTok?
How many influencers
Why do you
they
think
pay?
they're
Myron,
putting out this
how many
anti-Semitism?
Thank you
Myron,
guys. Thank you guys for
Myron, how
being
many
so
influencers
patient.
they
I
pay?
appreciate that.
There was a bunch meeting with them, though.
I'll be honest with you guys though, since I love you guys. I'll definitely be honest, okay? It wasn't no connection, anything like that. My phone just died, okay, guys? I know I was supposed to keep it on the charger. All right, but I got to indulge within the chat. My camera's off. Okay, let me fix that. Hold up. 1 second. Let's see here. If I can fix that. Alrighty. Yeah, guys, sorry about that. Phone ended up dying, so because I am live streaming from my phone. So let's continue, guys.
Other day in New York.
They put a number on there. I think it was like 18.
Hell, you might be getting 7K just for doing this
80
debate. Who knows, man?
likes.
Hold on, let's get to this.
I appreciate
You think I'm
that.
getting paid? You think I'm getting paid? Honestly.
By Israel?
Yeah, or anybody.
Uh,
Anything. Just say what I say.
You know what? I'll tell you this. I don't know.
I think
can't
he is.
confirm or deny. You know, I don't know. I don't know
think
what
he
Israel's
is.
doing. They do a whole bunch of shit.
I'll tell you right now, and you and I both know.
Shit is back.
I'm sure you done podcasts. You make money on podcasts.
Yeah, guys. Sorry
First of all,
about that, man. My phone
7,000 per
died.
video is decent. That's not enough to make somebody run their whole platform.
Connection.
That's not a lot of money.
Dude,
They
my
supposedly
phone
got
did
18
die.
people.
Uh-huh.
Look, man, look. If my phone didn't die, okay, my stream would be frozen and I would have to end it. You guys already know how my live streams was, man. Okay, it wasn't my connect. I promise you. Okay, my phone died.
Per post. How effective is it to pay $7,000 to a person that got no following? Who are they paying?
Well, here's the thing.
I'm the biggest Zionist in America right now, and
that's because you said you're a Zionist.
So who they paying?
You claimed yourself to be a Zionist.
I don't see many of them, and the ones I do see got little bitty channels. And you're gonna pay $7,000 per person for them to push Israeli propaganda to 200,000 people.
Here's the thing. Look, the point I'm trying to make here is that Israel has the capability.
It's all jokes and laughs, guys. Okay.
It's
all jokes and laughs.
Intelligence operations that are very sophisticated.
They are doing those.
But here's the thing: they could have done that with Hamas. They could have done that. They've already been able to do it with more sophisticated militaries.
Do it, Myron. Where Hamas is underground somewhere.
And I appreciate that, guys, for you guys sticking with me this long.
IRGC has tunnels all around
it's
Iran.
12:30. It's 12:30 where I'm at, guys. I'm literally supposed to be up within hours, so I don't know what the hell is wrong with me, but I don't know. I'm really enjoying this live stream. I really do appreciate you guys. I was actually enjoying it before it got, bussing. So I really appreciate you guys taking the time to just really, spend a lot of time with me on this live stream. And it's fairly late, so let's see.
This very argument. Trump has been pro-Israel since 2016.
You're correct.
They didn't vote in 2016.
Yeah. What?
They didn't support him in 2016.
Yeah, because Israel didn't need the level of support that it needs now after October 7th.
They're
in the middle of a war now. They need more support now than ever before.
Donald Trump was instrumental on making Jerusalem the capital.
Sure.
And switching our embassy to Jerusalem.
Yes.
Or recognizing it as the capital, switching our embassy to Jerusalem.
Yes.
They literally got a sign on the Golan Heights of Donald Trump. It's called Trump Heights. Donald Trump was one of the biggest Zionists.
I agree.
As our president before 2020 or 2024.
What's going on,
so these
guys?
people switching wasn't just an Israeli thing, because I tell you what, every presidential candidate kisses the butt of Israel.
Hours?
Which one hasn't?
John F. Kennedy.
You're going on like well over 2 hours.
I'm talking about more modern.
And they killed him. But the point I'm trying to make here is the thing.
Israel killed him? You said Israel killed him?
They definitely had a line in killing him. Yes, absolutely. There's irrefutable proof that they were involved in his assassination. It's not even funny. Everything with the setup in Dallas, Texas, etc. That's a whole other conversation. But let me tell you this with Trump. Here's the thing, right? When I say that these Jews have a allegiance to Israel that is very strong, let me explain what I mean by this. How
Look at his face.
That someone who is a never Trumper like Ben Shapiro or someone like Jonathan Greenblatt, who is a lifelong radical leftist, right? And then you got Bill Ackman, also a lifelong Democrat, or and these other Tech Valley bros, they all came and started to support Trump. Why? Because Israel is in the middle of a very important conflict right now that's going to dictate the future of the state and the Middle East. So all these guys voted for Trump. Why? Because they knew that he was going to give Israel the support that it needed and the money it needed to fight this war. So what did they do? They abandoned their party lines here in the United States because Israel comes first. And this is what I mean. We have people in positions of power and great influence that always put Israel first, and they will go ahead and betray their party if it means supporting Israel. Zoran Mamdani, Bill Ackman is waging a whole thing against him right now, even though he's a lifelong Democrat, because Mamdani is against Israel. He doesn't like Israel.
Hey, man, W Steph, man. I really do appreciate that. I'm about to end the live, too, because it looks like it's about to end. I think we have, I'll say 2 minutes, but I'm just going to fast forward towards the end, guys. Let's see what this guy is talking about.
Right there alongside us.
Yeah, but
they've done more assassinations. They've been operating, just as long.
If you think they're stealing our stuff, if you think they're stealing our stuff, I bet we're stealing their stuff.
Well, I mean, it's
our stuff. If you think they're spying on us, I bet we spied on them. That's how we know they're spying on us.
Yeah, but the difference is that they are supposed to be beholden to us. They shouldn't be spying on us ever. But they've been caught multiple times stealing from us, stealing our technology. They have nuclear weapons. You know they stole their nuclear weapon technology from us, right?
Yeah, they stole uranium.
Know what they got?
Well, yeah, we know what they got, but they stole it from us is the point.
They have nukes.
Do you think we don't know how they got it, when they got it, where they got it stored? Do you think we don't know? And the equipment that we give them is antiquated equipment. They don't have the same jets we have. They don't have the same military capacity we have. And they have to buy their stuff from us.
No, I get that, but they stole technology from us is my point. They have an illegal nuclear weapons program they stole from us.
There you go.
Well,
their spies have been caught multiple times that CIA
I'll take
operatives,
your word at it.
Andrew Bustamante
There you go.
and John,
Which
I forget his last name.
JFK
He's Greek.
pointed out.
Both these guys are CIA. They admitted the agency that you cannot have.
Now he
relations
checking
with
his phone.
Is anyone from
This dude not
Israeli
even paying
intelligence 'cause they're
attention,
so big with
man. All right,
counterintelligence.
bro.
They steal our shit all the time.
Well, if that's true, and I'm not going
I
to
can
argue
send
with
you
you
all
because
my
I haven't
sources.
verified it.
I will send you
Send me
all my
your
sources.
sources.
I'll send you the
Man,
Netanyahu Oslo
please.
Accord thing where he said he was going to destroy it in the West
Steph
Bank.
with the
I'll send
$10,
you the
man.
Hannibal Directive.
Thank you.
I'll
I
send you
appreciate
the
that,
numbers, all
Steph.
that stuff. I'll send it to you.
I hope you have a nice night, brother.
All right, thanks, man. I got to run. We on here 2 hours. We supposed to be just an hour.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. We'll have another one, another discussion on the other stuff later.
All right, we got to talk about marriage and women and
Let's do it, man. We can do it next week if you want.
What do you do? Polyamorous or whatever
polygamy?
stuff you polygamy.
Yeah, we can do it. We can do it next week if you want.
All right, we'll set it up, man.
All right,
I
man.
appreciate the debate, man.
No. It's a good discussion, bro. It's always good.
Yeah, man. So that's the end of the debate, guys. I had to fast forward because they were kind of going in circles when it comes to the whole aid to Israel thing. But my thing is this, my last thoughts on this, and hit the like button if you guys want to check out the whole live stream if you guys came in fairly late. But last thing I'm going to say about this debate is that Myron absolutely cooked this dude. And it wasn't even funny, if I'm being honest. It wasn't even funny. Brandon Tatum was just so ignorant, and I'm not saying ignorant like stupid or anything because a lot of people don't use words correctly. But him being ignorant, which means without knowing, this guy couldn't really bring anything to the debate other than Israel talking points. All of these talking points that Brandon Tatum has said, I've heard from damn near Destiny. I've heard from every other pro-Israel person. Like, this isn't anything that I haven't heard before. So when it comes down to the facts, Myron absolutely was better because he pointed out key things like dates and key moments in history that he's dated, and he's pointed out in other accords and other treaties and things like that. With Officer Tatum, I'm not going to say he hasn't had any facts in this debate, but like I said earlier in the live stream, it wasn't really relevant to the topic at that point in time, if that makes sense. So, yeah, that's all I got for right now, guys. If you guys could please do me a huge favor and hit that like and subscribe button. I like the super chats and all of that, but it would really, really, really help if you guys just hit the subscribe. I really do appreciate that. And like I said, I started my new group called the Chicago Patriots. I would appreciate it if you guys check out that. And yeah, we're going to be critiquing Brandon Johnson at City Hall. If you guys are interested in that, just please join the group on Facebook. That link would be under my page. Email me if you guys want to debate or anything like that, if you guys have any disagreements. And I will be debating Adam on next Friday. Not this Friday, but next Friday. I will be debating Adam. And it's going to be really, really good, guys. It's going to be like a Jubilee type thing. So I will see you guys next live stream. And thank you guys for definitely waiting while my phone got some battery. So I really do appreciate that, man. Tell Baby Oil Johnson to grow a pair. Yeah, I'll do it. I definitely I told him to grow a pair though. I told him that. I actually did tell him that in person. So yeah. Grow Johnson, Baby Oil. Spam Talmud in the comments, guys. But I appreciate that, guys, and I really do love you. Shout out Steph, shout out Junior, shout out everybody that did all of the super chats today. You guys were on fire today. And I mean this from the bottom of my heart when I say I love you guys. I really do. But that's the end of the live stream, guys. I'll see you guys next time, and I'm out. Peace.